This is a horror game podcast. It is meant for mature audiences. It may contain shocking revelations, violence, and sexual themes. Viewer discretion is advised. Greetings, fellow investigators, and welcome back to our video podcast, Into the Darkness, where my friends and I play the Call of Cthulhu role-playing game. I'm your host, Thom Raley. The scenario is The Burning Stars. It was written by David Conyers, and it can be found in Terrors from Beyond. I am the Keeper of Arcane Lore, and this is episode 4. Our recap will be given by Jenny Olson and Troy Wheeldryer as their characters, Donna Sterling and Guy Randall. So without any further delay, let's continue our journey into the darkness. Take it away, Jenny and Troy.
Donna's notes from the best library experience of her entire life, in front of her father, no less. Uh, First note is that Fet Getty is actually the Day of the Dead or something like it. It happens on November 1st and November 2nd. Um, it We found a document that detailed who Samdi and Bridget were, and this is a cemetery celebration where people dress up. Some of them dress up to look like Samdi with top hats. Next note is when my dad asked for some maps. He didn't have very much luck, not as much luck as I did, but he found lots of maps, but no maps with any jungle details. They're just footpaths into the jungles. The next item I asked about was the Ashanti cult. A very friendly librarian took me to a book about Africa's dark sects. Inside it, there was a story about an iguana man with human eyes and a third eye on his forehead of a different monster or creature trying to get out. In that same book, there was Amy's handwriting. So we had obviously been at the library before. It said that it was the same ritual as described by the anthropologist Northeast, and it sounds like the same cult that's here on Haiti. There was also a note about Senegal and a meeting with him. Then a freaking tarot card fell out of the book. The Hanged Man, La Pendu, this creepy looking naked guy. And then we asked about any information on voodoo and got a really great book on voodoo with a lot of information that we kind of read through and filled in the blanks of our time here in Haiti. And then as a bonus, we got a sheet of voodoo symbols that were the pictures of each voodoo deity. All in all, a great trip to the library. It couldn't have happened any better.
Ma always used to tell me that I had a knack for getting myself into hot water and that I got to be more careful lest I get boiled alive. So far, I've been pretty good about getting out. Thing is, I've been thrust into a big pot of hot water, but instead of getting out, I'm finding that I need to swim even deeper into it. Is that crazy? Maybe. But there's something going on here that I need to get to the bottom of, something I need to stop. While James, Donna, and Amy did some research in the stacks, Dirk, Sean, and I finally got to meet with Mama Josephine. She's got a calm, relaxed demeanor, which I gotta admit was quite jarring given our circumstances. The stuff she told us is, frankly, crazy, but it syncs up with everything we know so far. She confirmed that there's a cult at work here in Port-au-Prince that has taken James's son. King Kaleko, some type of wizard, is calling up some evil spirits called Baka. We can stop him using a sharp stone to protect us from an evil entity up in the pools. Apparently, it will allow us to control the thing. Dirk, the crazy SOB, has already cut himself with the stone. She let us know that some of these Baka may even be able to help us out some more for a price. Dirk thinks that this fellow with the top hat and three eyes, Baron LaCroix, may be trying to get in touch with us. Mama Josephine let us know that Senegal, a rebel leader, may be able to help give us some more information on the Baron. Who knows? Maybe we'll even get some more firepower to take out these cultists. We had another jump in time, and now we're back at the hotel. We found Jack's diary, and it confirmed what Dirk and I already know. That Sterling, the asshole that he is funning both sides of this conflict. Jack ended up in the seedy parts of Port-au-Prince, likely in that iron market we've been hearing about. Seems like a next spot to check out. Our meeting with Mama Josephine confirmed that there's something of great evil in the wilds of this island. I keep having the feeling that we're getting closer to ending this evil, even if it means ending ourselves in the process.
All right. You find yourselves in that room. You've just read through Jack's journal. For some reason, which you've not yet been able to explain, you're dirty and you're exhausted. You feel like you've been walking around all day. And although you remember bits and pieces of the day, you don't remember it all. You know that you've blacked out a few times. It's probably about 8 or maybe 8:30 in the evening. And the truth is you haven't slept that you can recall since this whole shebang started. What do you want to do?
I mean, I think, Jack went to the bad part of town, got some PIs, bodyguard here, we brew up some coffee and started asking around. I mean, like it's the Day of the Dead or whatever that Donna found out that's coming and they're going to sacrifice him.
We just need to find one cultist and get him to answer some questions.
I don't mean to profile too much, but what do you think of the odds that this cultist may be aligned with these rebels, or that the rebels themselves may have a better idea? We could reach out to what's his name? I think it was Malone, that was from the U.S. Naval Base stationed here. He still has a couple of Oni chaps that are tailing us. Maybe he could have a vested interest in taking out someone related to this. We don't have to go it alone necessarily.
Yeah. I mean, the cat's out of the bag. You guys saw Jack's diary. I mean, if we get O and I on it, I am worried we'd scare Senegal away. I mean, you go and then we lose our ability to get a hold of the guy that we think, according to that lady, was going to be able to know about this cult.
Do we have anything as a bargaining chip we can try and bring to draw Senegal out?
I might have a few crates of guns.
Of guns? Well,
yeah.
Shit. I thought we were doing well to have a few pistols handy. Yeah, that sounds like it would do it. At least bring him out, see what he knows. I can kill him if he doesn't. I don't know. This is getting a bit in too deep.
Yeah, the real question is, how do we get a hold of him? I mean, Jack was the one that was supposed to be making the deal, and he did the legwork.
Well, word of mouth seems to be pretty potent around these parts. I mean, this iron market changes locations every single night, and yet everyone just says if you know who to ask, they can key you in on where to find it. So if you perhaps say that you have an offer for Senegal at this iron market, or to meet maybe a regular customer, that's hell if I know.
Yeah, I mean, I think the iron market, that might be a good place to go. I mean, if it's moving around, it's probably not operating above the board. And that's seems like a good spot to find someone that's not wanting to be operating within the legal limits.
Yeah. Or if not, then maybe we can find someone with a grudge against him that would know where he is, but needs a little bit of oomph in order to help us clear the table. I'm just getting worried. All this losing track of time that we can probably make this plan, then I don't know about you, but I'm tired and didn't think I was doing all that much walking today, which means we've been God knows where.
Well, you brought up a couple good points, but the thing that I keep thinking is just what you're saying, that we're exhausted, we're dirty, no idea why we're like this. Are we still being followed? Can we? This is going to sound odd, but can we just go ask the people who are following us where we've been? I mean, presumably they'll know.
That's a hell of an idea. I still think I've got his card here somewhere. Medwin, yeah. We can give him a call and see if his dogs have been out on our tail well enough.
Because it sounds like maybe I'm just misunderstanding it, but that if we're going to meet Senegal, we have to go to this iron market, but it's only at night. So if we get rest tonight, then tomorrow during the day, we could go see Bedouin or somebody, and then at night go to the iron market. But I guess what I'm also wondering is, do we have to make sure that we're not followed to the iron market? Because if they take Senegal or when we go there, isn't that going to be an issue for us too?
Well, in that case, I think it would be a good idea to split up then. As Medwin dropped his card in my pocket without me knowing. I found it in the cab on the ride here. So maybe Guy and I, anyone else that's interested, can go and chat with Medwin. And Sterling, you seem to get on pretty well with these skeevy types, and so maybe you can hang loose for this iron market. That way, at least if if they have two or more following us, then they'll have to split up as well. God, if only we had portable phones of some sort to send each other messages without needing to meet up in person all the time.
That'd
That's
be a lot of wires.
outlandish.
I'm sorry, I've been reading Guy's science fiction novels.
I mean,
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think that's a great plan. So,
Yeah.
Dirk, you seem to speak that man's language, and I'll go find some answers.
And in the meantime, for tonight, I think Dirk is going to be very interested in finding a way to reinforce the doors, because he's also very concerned about wandering around and not knowing where he's going. And, we've just been blacking out randomly, but I don't know whether or not that extends to sleeping hours. So trying to lock myself and find ways to lock others in their rooms, whether it be tying ropes across everyone's doors or something. Unless, it doesn't seem like Donna's worried about wandering out and sleepwalking and going into maybe the jungle or some shit during the night.
Very much worried, just also worried about a fire in this building and not being able to get out.
There's windows.
Wouldn't I just go out the window then if I was trying to go night walking?
Well, then that would definitely wake you up then, wouldn't it?
I guess so, yeah. You're right.
You're on the first floor up, so theoretically jumping out the window, you could jump, what is that, 10 feet?
Yeah.
You could land down on the ground and not really hurt yourself unless you have an accident.
Yeah, you'll just roll jump. We all have decent jump scores, don't we?
Oh my God.
Yeah,
No, we
we
don't.
always,
I
we
do.
always put. I actually do. I actually
Mine's
do.
at 45, I guess. I'm pretty good at jumping.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. We just go.
It seems to me, I'm trying to remember from our last session. Did somebody say something about putting stuff on the floor to see? I might be thinking of another game.
Yeah, I don't.
I think
you were just
someone
talking
mentioned,
about.
yeah, someone mentioned paranormal activitying the rooms to see if there's any footsteps around or
Put the
something.
flower down or something.
Yeah.
Mhm.
If the
Okay.
staff
Well,
doesn't come and clean it up. I don't think
Well, I
they
mean,
do
it
that
would
in the
truly
middle
it
of
would
the
just
night.
be for that night, and I'm sure the staff would be very pissed at us the next day. But
Well,
yeah, yeah, leave a tip.
Crazy Americans.
we can position pails of water on top of each door so that when we open the door, maybe the splash will wake us up from our sleepwalking.
Yeah, I mean, um, I don't know. I'm not that concerned about the sleepwalking. Yeah, maybe kind of put an intricate lock on it, but like we seem to be going and doing things when we black out that are, quite physically hard. I mean, I'm filthy. I don't do manual labor. I hire people to do manual labor, and I I'm filthy. Yeah, it's like, and yet it didn't wake me up.
Oh yeah,
Well,
yeah.
that's a very interesting point, boss. Perhaps we're not just sleepwalking. It seems like something's using us to do something that we don't know about.
Oh God, I didn't even think about it that way.
Well,
But
if anyone's being possessed, it's Dirk because he's the one that like slashed his hand with the knife. He's the next one that's gonna turn into Iguana Man, right?
don't tell me you
No,
actually
Donna,
believe in
he's
all
good.
these
It made
ghost
perfect sense
stories.
at the time.
Did not
Thank you,
make
Sean.
perfect sense. Let's see your hand now, Dirk. Is it crusted in dirt?
You see any scales? That's scab.
You
That's a
don't,
scab.
but you do see, yeah,
yeah.
a fresh gash.
No scales, though.
Oh,
Oh
you still have
God, the
the thing
blood's
around your
blue.
neck, don't you?
Yeah, and I think I'm wearing it all the time because it had a little circle bored into it.
Well, if we're going to do this plan, we need to find out where the iron market's going to be tomorrow night. I'm going to, unless you guys think I'm crazy, I'm going to go down and talk to the staff. I mean, they know what's going on around here. That's been my experience at hotels is that the staff generally knows what's going on.
There would be that, or I think you would have good luck going back to what was her name, Mama Josephine, as like Dirk would relay that they were doing some kind of a ritual or something the night before. We tried to go there and, chat, but they did not let us in. So if they're kind of in that in group that way, I think that folks around there would definitely know where the iron market may be in case you were worried about potential, like the hotel staff narking or digging into your stuff more. Because if you're going to be looking for the iron market, you presumably would have cash to do so.
Mhm.
Yeah, it is a rather
And
suspect thing to ask about.
and Mama Josephine had mentioned that like she suggested that we talk with Senegal and suggested that we've already actually talked with him too. So um so she, her compatriots may have some more information.
Huh. Yeah.
I mean, do you think it could be as easy as just walking outside, finding a street kid and telling him that we need to talk to Senegal?
Honestly, Donna, that's pretty similar to what I've been thinking. Yeah, that's Jack's diary mentioned the seedier parts of town before a strange disappearance. I've been considering just going as bait if they're trying to take foreigners or something. Just go rustle up the locals and see what kind of people go after us.
That's pretty extreme.
It's if there's these cultists that are taking people for human sacrifices, then sure, let them take me. That's where I want to go anyways.
Hmm.
I mean, you're just hired help, so okay.
Yeah, but
Ouch.
We
wow.
we gotta kill the thing that they're using, that they're feeding people to. That's the only way we're gonna get your brother back.
It's true. Yeah. I mean, I think if you're gonna go looking for my brother and put, I will go with you as bait.
No, no.
No, you will not, Donna.
Think that that's the
You
best thing because
you
they
girls
probably
stay
want a
here and get
sibling
some
pair.
rest. Take care of
Oh
yourselves.
my God.
Yeah, but
Look, you've
uh,
found out lots of stuff for us. Appreciate it, but we don't
I
need
don't
you
think the
going out there
girls are going to stay here. We're going to be going anywhere that you go.
tonight. You want to come out with us tonight?
It doesn't make sense to go out tonight. We're all exhausted. You're
yeah.
going to make
Okay.
mistakes. You're
That's
going
the
to.
decision.
All right.
We could rest. I could use it.
I think it may be
think we all
wise for
could.
us to gather our strength for tonight. And then tomorrow we're going to hit it hard.
Okay.
Yeah, I agree with that plan.
Okay. All right.
So-
We got a plan. I'll sleep better.
In addition to resting, were there any precautions that you actually wanted to put into place?
Yeah. I am at minimum going to like jam a chair underneath the door handle. And then I also I'm still assuming Guy's idea to like sprinkle flour or something around to see if we get up and walk around in the room.
Okay. Anybody else doing something?
I'll put my 38 under the pillow, my pillow, but other
Okay.
than that,
Yeah. I mean, I imagine that I've gotten used to having Sean handle the precaution, so I'll kind of look at Sean, see he's in my room, and lay down.
I'm sure I'm used to just waking up as soon as there's the first sound, but who knows with these memory gaps? Hopefully we don't
Okay.
wander off.
All right. So I would like everybody to do power rolls.
Oh God, 80 and I failed.
Wow.
I got an extreme success.
I got hard.
I also got an extreme.
Hard success.
81.
Power's outrageous.
After you get yourselves ready for bed, I'm assuming that you probably clean off
Oh
Uh,
yeah.
before you go to bed.
Sleep, yeah.
Dirk, you put some of your precautions into place just in case. Amy, you put your gun under your pillow. And you all fall asleep, but it's not easy. You keep going over these weird things, and you keep having flashes in your mind of going over little bits and pieces of the things that you've read, the things that you've seen, the spiders coming out of that guy's body, the strange, voodoo people with their parrots in their house, and the strange symbols on things. You wake up and you're all together. You're standing. You're dressed in your clothes, and you're standing. This all comes to you in an instant, but I have to describe what you're seeing. You seem to be mostly in the dark. At first, you think that you're in a structure of some sort, a walled room. But then you realize that although there's a wall on your left and a wall on your right, there's no wall ahead of you and there's no wall behind you. So you're like in a corridor. The ground is sand. The wall seems to be made out of large blocks of stone, black stone. And when you look up, there doesn't seem to be a roof. There is a black sky. And though things in your dreams make sense at the time, but when you wake up later and think about it, it doesn't make sense. There are stars in the sky, but they are literally blacker than the sky itself. It's hot, it's warm, it's humid. There seems to be a distant sort of pounding in your ears, like you're in an enclosed space, though it doesn't physically feel like an enclosed space. and you're all sitting there just staring at each other. The walls on either side of you look like they're maybe 15 to 17 feet high. And there's, like I say, there's no roof. But they extend forward and backward as far as you can see.
About how wide is it? Are we all like standing in a circle, or?
It's about 10 feet wide, and you realize that you are, in fact, all standing in a circle looking at each other.
Are we armed?
Oh, you have arms.
Well, my first
No.
thought is this is a dream. So my second thought is, do I have pants on?
Yeah, you're dressed in your regular everyday clothes.
Oh, thank God for that.
You can do luck rolls to see if you're armed.
Nope.
92.
Yep.
Oh, this dice, man.
I passed it. So do I have a weapon? Because no one's given me one yet.
Yeah, you seem to have a weapon.
She
Let's
has
go.
my gun.
It's huge.
What do you do?
Huh.
Not even when I'm asleep, I can't get you all out of my head.
So you said the ground is sand, right?
It's sand, yeah.
Do we see footprints to show where we may have come from?
No, it's just it's almost too flat. Definitely when you step into it, it makes a footprint, but there's no footprints coming towards you or away from you.
Right.
Well, I kind of listen, like, does it sound like city sounds outside? Does it sound like, nature?
It sounds almost like it's like sound itself is deadened, like you've got a box over your head.
Right.
So you don't hear anything. There's no animal sounds, no crickets, nothing like that.
I want to take my hand and kind of rub against these stones. Are they cold? Do they feel rough or smooth?
They feel fairly rough, and you can see that there's gaps, as if they were brick, but not like a brick, like a block that's 4 feet long and 2 feet high, and each one of them must weigh tons. But there's a little bit of a gap.
Okay.
In between
So it's
each
more
one.
of kind of a Stonehenge situation. Is the rock, does it seem volcanic? If it's rough
Yeah,
and black
maybe
like that?
like basalt.
Right. Okay. But it's definitely not natural that it's been placed.
No.
I think I'm just going to run my hand along the wall, my right hand, and start walking.
Okay.
I still feel like this is a dream.
Yeah. It
When
it
Dirk starts,
it feels like a little like a dream, but it also feels like real. But maybe it's the way things feel like they're real when they're in a dream.
Yeah.
Yeah.
when Dirk starts walking, I'm going to follow him.
Okay.
Yes, so will I.
Do the classic pinch yourself really hard.
Okay. It hurts.
Okay.
You
Yeah.
also realize that when you pinch yourself really hard, it's not only where you pinch yourself that it hurts, but your hand kind of hurts.
Mm.
And you look down at your hand and you realize that there is a large gash running across your hand.
But it's not oozing or bleeding.
No,
or anything,
it's it looks like the one that Dirk
Mhm.
cut himself with.
When I hear,
In fact, you all notice that your hand has been cut the same way Dirk's has.
I'm going to reach to see if I have a necklace on.
You don't. Dirk does. He still has the necklace.
Hmm.
I'm still hearing I have no reason to not think this is a dream for me.
It
So
definitely
I'm just
seems like a
toddling
dream.
along.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
I'm
Dirk, which
just-
direction are you going? Forward or backwards from the way
Always
you were
forward.
facing? All right. And who's following him? Are you all following him?
Yeah. Uh,
Fine.
Donna, would you mind handing me that gun?
Fine.
Thank you.
Uh,
I'll give it back.
I have,
I'm gonna take up the rear.
I'm pretty good at climbing. Is this kind of one of those walls that it looks like you could get decent handholds on to go up, or is it too sheer?
I would say that because of the spacing and the gaps are fairly decent, by yourself, if you try, you'd have to get an extreme.
Yeah.
Otherwise, if somebody wanted to help you or boost you up, you might be able to. It's about 17 feet, so it would take a little of effort, but it looks scalable
Okay.
if you wanted to try.
I'll mention that out loud. I was like, think I with a little help, I think I could climb out of this and look around. I mean, walking that way, Dirk, it just looks like it just keeps going, and
Yeah, it might not be a bad idea to get our bearings here.
Sure.
Hold on. Why are you guys walking up? I've been just aiming the gun around the whole time, expecting to get attacked. Like for all we know, we're here for real. You guys are awful quick to just assume we're dreaming when this has been happening so much. I think there's something out here that's gonna try to kill us. We got to be ready for it.
No, that's why I got this stone. Everything's fine. Plus, if we die, we'll just wake up.
oh well, I don't know about that. I heard if you die in your dream, you die.
Well, let's just avoid dying.
Exactly. Yeah.
And with that, Amy tightens the grip on her gun just a little bit.
All right. Who wants to help me out here? Let's see if we can get a bearing where
If-
we are. I mean, like if we get
Yeah.
attacked, we're in this corridor. I mean, this is like a kill zone. They just fire guns down this thing. We have got nowhere. It'll follow the walls and everything.
Here,
Sure,
Dad, do you want a
sure.
boost?
I'll
I
get
can
you up
help
there.
you up. And I hold my hands out together.
Sure.
And I just look at Sean. Am I doing this instead of you?
If you got it,
Well,
I'll
okay.
tell you what. Just let me.
I'll cover you.
So here's the thing, James. How tall are you?
I'm size 70, so
You're probably 6 foot something.
yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
probably
this kind of boost isn't going to get you up 17
No.
feet.
no,
but standing on shoulders,
yeah.
making a human pyramid might get you
Oh.
up there.
I've got 70 strength. And so I was thinking maybe not James, or I was thinking maybe Amy or Donna would be a bit lighter, but being able to get hands and then just prop sort of against the wall and then just do a vertical lift that way
Okay.
Yeah,
to try and get them all the way up.
they're still probably gonna have to climb a little bit at the top.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So in that case, I'll say, Mr. Sterling, you just need to pass your climb roll. You don't need to.
Okay. All right. Haven't rolled below 80 yet, so the tie. 19 with a climb of 50.
Right.
Let's go.
So with two of them helping you and holding you up, you manage to get your hand up and over the edge, and you pull yourself up and you throw a shoulder over, so that you're holding the top of the wall. Once again, this all comes instantaneously, but I'll describe what you see. First of all, the wall only seems to be about 6 inches thick, so your arm is hooked over it. But walking along the top of the wall would be pretty precarious and dangerous. You see that on the other side of the wall, there is just another corridor, very similar to the one you're in. And as you sort of look around you, you realize that you are in a corridor in what appears to be a labyrinth that spreads out in the distance. It doesn't look infinite. It definitely looks like in the forward direction, you might eventually come to an edge. But what you need to do a sanity roll for
Yeah.
is up in the sky, huge and enormous, looming over everything, is what to us nowadays would look like a black hole. It's a star that's absolutely void of blackness with a slight light corona around the edges. And you can see off in the distance what looks like an ocean, but only because it's reflective of the sky. You don't see waves or anything in it. That's what you see.
All right, I'll give you my
You can do a
sanity.
sanity roll.
97 is not a pass.
1d4.
Okay. 3. Oh shit! What the? You know,
What's up there?
Happen.
Is it the monster? Shoot it.
No, it's not. It's like a void, and I'll kind of lower myself back down, to where you kind of stretch and then just kind of like do the control.
Lie down. Yeah.
Yeah. I go, we're in a labyrinth. I mean, it's like if I climbed over, I'd just be in another corridor just as lost, and in the sky is just this void.
Craziest fucking dream I've ever had, that's for sure.
Oh,
Ain't it?
Well, we're all sharing the same crazy ass dream.
No, you're a figment of my imagination. I'm just going along with all this to, see where it goes till we just wake up tomorrow.
Well, if that's the case, then we ought to keep heading through this labyrinth. See if we can reach the end.
did you see which way we need to go?
No, it just kept going. I mean, I guess we put our hand on one wall and don't remove it. That way we'll eventually find our way out. But how the hell, I mean, going with the assumption it's not a dream, where the hell could you hide a 17-foot tall labyrinth?
Exactly, you couldn't. This is not physically possible to build.
Well,
I don't know why I'm arguing with my subconscious. It's this just
They
bullshit.
talked about chaos guards and caves and star pools, and we're probably underground. Like I saw you
No.
just dangling off of that. You couldn't walk on that? How thin is this?
It's about 6 inches. That's what my wife tells me, about 6 inches. So,
Just-
That sounds about average.
How is this giant brick that thin?
but it supported
Thin.
me.
Come on.
Find me a pickaxe. Like we could just go through them all.
Yeah, but we don't got a pickaxe.
Well, assuming that this is a dream, we won't have to worry about food and water. But in case it isn't, we ought to keep moving so we can get the hell out of here before we starve to death.
I agree. Let's just keep going.
Right. So we'll assume you're going forward the way you were. And in fact, as you go forward and you cover some ground, you do eventually realize that there is a T where this corridor comes to an end and it splits in two. You choose one of them, and that one once again goes for a while and then splits in two. And you definitely realize you were in some sort of labyrinth. Time doesn't seem to be flowing. You lose track of how long this goes on. It seems at first like it's been minutes. And then has it been an hour that you've been doing this? days? Have days gone by? Have months, years? It seems to be monotonous and repetitive over and over and over again. But then you find a place in one of the walls that somebody has written something on. It looks like they've written on it in white powder or chalk or something. And it says, "Knowing yourself is the beginning of all wisdom." And at the bottom it says, Aristotle. Shortly after that, you find a place where the wall opens. And you can look through it and you can see that it opens onto a beach, the same sand that you've been walking on. It looks like there are palm trees or a jungle off in the distance. You can now see that the sand goes down to an ocean that is black and as motionless and still as a mirror, reflecting that huge black sun in the sky, with the black stars above it. And you can smell something that smells like cooking meat, though maybe not any meat that you're particularly hungry for. You can see there's distant little campfires. And as you move forward, you realize that there are 3 huts. They look primitive, like they were made by native peoples. There's 3 of them in a line. Maybe the middle one's a little farther away than the 2 on the sides. And each of them has a door opening. And the door opening looks black. And there's just something about them that is terribly frightening to see this. By the way, everybody, once they see the sun up in the sky that didn't already see it, you can also do sanity rolls.
Oh.
Pass.
Okay. If you pass, just take 1 point. If you fail, 1d4. What do you want to do?
I find myself starting to doubt if this is all still a dream. It's a weird fucking dream, and I ain't never read any Aristotle before. But I guess I'm gonna head towards the huts. I mean, surely this all seems to be some kind of my subconscious is trying to lead me somewhere. I'm used to doing this for hunches on cases, so going ahead. Maybe these are really the other folks, we're already having this teleportation or sleepwalking, so maybe we're linked somehow. But I think Dirk still thinks this is a dream based on his sand roll and everything.
As you begin to walk towards the huts, from the center hut, something moves in that black, empty hole. It steps out and it rears itself up. It's a person, but the person must be, either the huts are very small or the person must be 9 or 10 feet tall. And as they start moving towards you, they're kind of hard to see at first, kind of blurry. But as they approach, you realize that it is a man dressed in what looks very much like a black or dark purple suit. He wears a top hat, and in the place of a head, he has a skull with 3 eye holes. And as he moves towards you, he seems to move in a manner that's, at one moment, he's 100 feet away, and in the next, he's 20 feet away instantaneously. And he says something. He says, "Alas, how terrible is wisdom when it brings no profit to the man that is wise." And as soon as he says it, you wake up and you're in bed and you're sweating. And It looked like Baron Samedi. At least the version of him that you've seen in the card
And in the graveyard too. Like that's
and in the
yeah.
graveyard. Yeah.
As soon as I wake up, I fucking knew it.
Dirk,
How was that, Dirk?
Dirk, when you look down at the floor, Dirk and Guy both, when you look down at the floor, it looks like somebody in their bare feet has been coming and going in and out of your room. Multiple people. Maybe all night long.
The doors on
Who propped their door?
that was also us.
Yeah, that's been moved to the side.
Hmm.
Those of you who put your guns under your pillows, your guns are still there. But if you did anything else, it also seems like people have been coming and going from your room.
Oh, I
God
had
damn it,
the
Dirk. How did they
weirdest
get
fucking
in?
dream.
Me too. You were there. I think we all had the same goddamn dream.
No kidding. Was it a big kind of sandy tunnel labyrinth thing?
Mm-hmm.
Son of a bitch. Well,
It looks like we've had some visitors too. Some night
or
visitors.
hang on a second. Bear with me for a bit, and I'm gonna like bang on somebody's door. It's whoever's just on the adjacent hallway.
Okay. Oh, yeah, you're all awake. So,
Yeah.
Who's there?
Doug, what'd you dream about?
Uh, a wall I climbed, and there was a void, and then the Baron showed up.
You have footprints on your floor.
Sean,
well, you
did
didn't put anything down, but
Unless
So
Sean
this
did,
is
I
what
did.
this is what I'm getting at is that Dirk suspects that if he and Guy had the same dream and we were wandering around this godforsaken labyrinth, we were actually sleepwalking basically around in circles in this floor of the hotel. And so we would have maybe tracked Flower across the hallway into other people's rooms. As like that's my rationalization that we were just sleepwalking in circles for this labyrinth.
uh yeah. With that kind of guess, yeah, maybe that footprint does go from your room to James's room. There's of course less of it at James's door, but it does look like you, maybe all of you, were wandering around. It's hard to tell, but yes. Or whoever it was going from one room to the next room to the next.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Do I have flour on the bottom of my bare feet?
No, probably not. So you wouldn't necessarily.
Now, like
Yeah.
as soon as we hit the carpet of the hallways, it would likely just be kind of going off. But this is just Dirk's internal rationalization because I'm going from dream to okay, probably shared dream, but still just dream.
Yeah, well, fucking great. So what we're up against found a way to tire us out while we try to rest. So
Well,
we've just wasted that time.
Well, it's
We've been
probably the
walking
same
around all
shit.
night. What's the use?
Hey, I mean, at
I
least
don't feel any better than I did before.
I mean, I feel a bit. It doesn't
Y'all
seem
feel
like
a
I've been
little
hiking
better.
in the jungles. Yeah.
Am I my feet's not dirty though, like I'd been walking in sand, correct?
No.
Okay.
And that's also a question I was going to ask. As we were filthy from the last time we blacked out before meeting up, was it like mud and plant kind of detritus that was on us, or was it sand?
You were just-
Similar.
You mean from earlier before you went to bed?
Yes.
You were just dusty.
Okay, but it
Dusty
was
from
not
the-
strictly sand. Okay.
Right. You were dusty as if you'd walked around Port-au-Prince all day. and
Sure.
sweaty. You of course it is 80% humidity and 90 degrees outside, so you're all sweaty. Even
Yeah.
this morning, you're all sweaty.
Hmm.
Is it morning now?
It
Or is
is. It's morning.
Hmm.
Probably about 7:30.
I mean, it was weird that there was a quote from Aristotle about wisdom, and then the Baron says that had a quote about wisdom not benefiting you for profit. I mean, it was. It's weird. I look at my hand. Is it like cut, hurt?
No,
Okay.
only Dirk's hand is still cut.
Okay. Well,
Well,
I guess we go with our plan. I mean, just because we had a weird ass sleepwalking incident, we're still in the same jam we were before.
All right, Donna's gonna jump in the shower, freshen up, encourage Amy to do the same, and then we're gonna go. I'm gonna knock on my dad's door. Hey, we're gonna go down to the cafe, get some breakfast. We'll meet you guys down there.
Okay.
I'll
All
knock
right.
on Dirk's. Hey guys, we're going down to get breakfast. Meet you down there.
All right.
yep.
When we go down to the cafe, I'm gonna specifically be looking for the same. I think, I mean, I could be wrong, so if I'm wrong, correct me. I think Dirk had pointed out the people who were tailing us before. Um, I want to specifically look at, like, in the streets to see if I can see them.
Do a spot hidden for me. Since you're going down to breakfast, it's probably 8. So,
Hard success.
okay. It takes you a second because there are a few people wandering around this morning doing stuff. But yeah, there are a couple of military guys. They seem to have positioned themselves to keep an eye on the hotel. Are they the same guys? Probably. They look the same because they all dress in their uniforms.
Yeah.
So Amy is getting a little frustrated about the whole situation and ticked off. Looks at Donna and goes, Donna, they're those guys. They're following them. And even before she can respond, start taking off into the street. And as soon as I walk out the hotel, I start yelling, "Hey, you, come here!" Just as I'm like walking quickly towards them, pointing right at them.
Okay. They both stand up because because you're a woman coming towards them, and they look at you and they say, "Yes."
Don't play stupid with me. I know you've been following all of us. Where were we yesterday? Why were we all dirty?
Where were you yesterday?
Yeah, were you following us yesterday?
You don't know what you were doing yesterday?
I'm not. I'm asking the questions here, not you. Are you? Did you follow us yesterday or not? Her beet red face.
Major Medwin is looking for some answers, and he ordered us to keep an eye on you.
Okay, so you were watching us yesterday. Where did we go? Why was I all dirty?
Oh, well, I mean, we followed you to, and you're suddenly back in your room, sitting on your bed, looking at one another.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
I have shampoo in
So
my hair.
close.
God damn it.
James and Sean, what are you doing?
Well, we had come down and Well, I'd come down because Donna had talked about going to the cafe and so
Right.
come down there to get something to eat. I was planning on talking to Sean about going into the bad part of town and all, but if we were still down there, then that's what we would be doing. If we
Do a spot hidden for me.
okay. Is my spot hidden these days? Oh, I have 60 and I rolled 60.
Excellent.
Regular.
So the way these old hotels work, there are little, I think I mentioned it before, there are little cubbies behind the concierge's station, and they are a cubby for each of the rooms in the hotel. And you can see that the cubby for your room has what looks like an envelope in it. As if you've gotten mail or
it's like, Sean, we got some mail. You think that last card's there?
Yes. Open her up.
all right. What you find is the name it's not the name Senegal, but it's obviously referencing Senegal, and it gives you a time 1:30 p.m. I think it's the Sierra District warehouse. Let's say 3.
Okay.
Well,
Warehouse.
that is mighty convenient, isn't it?
That is very good. That makes it much better than trying to hunt him down. He's like going,
All right. We have a
Do
few
we-
hours.
do we tell the
Oh.
others?
I think maybe we do. They're the type I think they'd like to be across the road, keeping an eye on us.
Okay. Yeah. That Dirk guy's been kind of eyeballing me ever since saw about my guns. But
Whatever. They know.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
they can try to take us down if they want. I don't care.
All right. Excellent. We got a plan.
I
So are
think
you
we need to
staying at
trust him in this
breakfast, or are you going
situation.
back upstairs?
I think
Yeah,
that's my best
I'm still gonna eat my breakfast because I need my strength and
Oh yeah.
yeah,
Okay.
I don't jump to their beck and call.
I'd like the two of you to do. Oh, Jenny,
Did I go back to the room too with Amy?
you went back with Amy to the room.
But it was just the two of us that got transported back.
Correct. You don't know how
Okay.
you got back there.
Okay.
James and Sean. Now I forgot what I was going to ask you. You said you were going back to the room.
We said I was gonna finish my breakfast because
Oh, you're going to finish your breakfast.
need my
Okay.
strength.
Oh, I know what it was. Do a spot hidden for me,
Okay.
both of you.
Regular.
Fail.
Okay, Sean. That makes sense because Sean's got a keen eye.
Always expected someone to kill us.
Sean, when James retrieved the message from he would have asked the concierge. The concierge looked at Mr. Sterling with the weirdest look you've ever seen, almost like he was a little afraid of Mr. Sterling. You've seen competitors of Mr. Sterling look at him like that. But this guy looked at him like he was a little frightened. Also, when Mr. Sterling and you ordered your food, the waiter kind of looked at you in a similar manner, as if he was nervous about being around you. But you just noticed those things. You didn't act on them or anything. Meanwhile, Dirk and Guy, what are you guys doing up there?
My current plan is to just go down and get coffee, and with a little bit of that, find a phone and call Major Medwin to try and set up a meeting with him, to more tactfully do what Amy and Donna just attempted.
Okay. And Guy, are you going with him?
Yeah, I'm gonna have breakfast, and yeah, my assumption is that I'm just gonna go with Dirk to go see Major Medlin. Yeah, so
Okay.
follow me.
So the two of you go down for breakfast. I would like you guys to do spot hiddens for me as well.
That is a 22. Too bad this isn't Delta Green. Hard success.
Okay.
97.
So once again, it makes sense, Dirk. You look out and you can definitely see those O&I fellows across the street. They seem to be heavily in conversation with one another, almost arguing with one another.
So I want to just kind of keep acting normal. And as I am approaching, because the coffee or the cafe is across the street, mirror to them, right?
It's actually there's one in the hotel. I assume that's where you were going. You're sort of looking out across the street at another cafe.
Then in that case, I'm going to walk past the hotel one and go towards the other side of the street, towards that cafe, because I want to try and eavesdrop on what they're saying, but just pretend that I haven't noticed, but I just will say that I prefer the coffee at this other place.
Okay. Let me do.
And
Are
I'm
you
happy
going
to
with
roll
him?
listen.
Are you going with him, Guy?
I feel like Dirk's probably up to something, but I'll go with him, or no, I'll stay at the hotel because he says he wants the coffee, so I'll stay behind.
Dirk, we are going to assume that you're trying to make sure they don't notice you. Okay, and maybe they're distracted because they're kind of, discussing something with each other. You start to you kind of come around the side of the building and you kind of get close enough to them. Go ahead and do a listen roll.
Hell yeah. I've never played a character with 65 listen, and I'm going to abuse it. And that is a 40, so regular success.
Okay. So the one guy, you hear him say, well, we were ordered to keep an eye out, and God damned if it's not the strangest thing I've ever seen. And the other one says, yeah. He says, what the fuck is up with? And all six of you find yourselves in Amy's room, sitting on the beds or the chairs, staring at each other.
I didn't even get coffee.
I'm still eating.
So what, are we chained to this fucking hotel now?
Yeah, Dirk, have we asked you the plan yet? You coming?
What plan?
Right.
I'm talking to Medwin,
looking to
then
fund
you're
you.
going to go to the Iron Market.
Oh, no, plans changed.
Oh. So then what's the new, what the fuck is, I want to check my watch, is how much time has approximately passed?
About an hour and a half. It's 9:30.
Oh, I have a strong headache that is crouching up.
No caffeine.
Yep.
Well, let's think about this. Amy, you were asking them where you went. Dirk, you were listening in where they went. I mean, we've got a connection there. I know correlation is not causation, but do we remember what we were doing when we blacked out yesterday? I mean, were we about on the edge of finding where we went then?
It's the damnedest thing, but even though it was just yesterday, it feels like it was months ago. My memory's really foggy.
Yeah, but it's like, I mean, for lack of better terms, like the Baron's blocking us, and
You think it's him?
You think it has
I
something to
s-
do with
I
his
s-
wisdom?
I just want to put a name to it.
I believe it. This we're trying to push off things, just believe in all this magical voodoo stuff. Yes, that's we all had that dream. This is how he's attacking us. He knows that we're onto them, and he's trying to stop us. He's fucking with us. I I think we're overstaying our welcome too. While we were eating breakfast, people are looking at us. They know something. They they know who we are. They know that they shouldn't like us or something. But yeah, things are coming too.
I mean, yeah,
Well, we
remember
have
that?
until tomorrow night, right?
I believe so. Yeah.
Let's see. Today is actually, is this Halloween or is yesterday Halloween?
Yeah, I thought yesterday was Halloween.
Okay, so this is the first day of Fet
Oh my
Getty.
God.
Hmm.
And
Tomorrow is when the
okay.
supposed cult thing.
Yeah.
So do we continue on with our original plan? Do we
No, no, we got a letter. Sorry, let's go over it.
Yeah, the Senegal, he wants to meet us in the Sierra District at Warehouse 3 at 13:30.
Ah. Well, it's helpful he reached out.
Yeah. I mean, I got something he wants. He was expecting it, so, maybe for once it's not just outside forces influencing it. Maybe I just want to believe that this would be a normal thing that would have happened no matter what.
I agree. And if Senegal has something against this cult, he could be a really big help for us with our situation.
Yeah.
So, Dirk and Guy, we were expected to be there. We figured you guys are sneaky boys. You could tail us.
Sure, Dirk, did you want to see if we can get in contact with the major first?
And so this is my dilemma. And we are in a group setting. So I think that I would be kind of giving like a look to Guy,
Mhm.
as I don't know if I want to tell them that I'm still going to call the major, or if I want to say like, yeah, we'll just be right behind you and then call the major, or do it in the presence of everyone.
Mm.
I'm going to, nah, fuck it. So it seems like whatever what these blackout moments are tied to us deviating from some kind of path. If we were supposed to be in this labyrinth, if you all had the same fucked up dream I did last night, that maybe if we try to cheat or we try to go out of this current arrangement, then that's what gets us yanked back. Maybe it's just linked to us to going places. So if we need to sit around here and wait until 1:30 for your meeting with hopefully Senegal, I should. I'm going to get on the phone with Major Medwin. He knows we woke up with no memories, and from a medical standpoint, I can just say that we are continuing to lose memories and apparently are active. It is in both of our best interests to be aware of what we are doing. I can frame this more on me, and perhaps if you all want to go talk to Senegal, maybe I can distract them and take the heat from the ONI offices to try and meet with them. But all in all, it seems like if the locals are disliking us, we may not be acting too politely whenever we're blacking out.
Yeah.
So I feel like we need outside eyes in on this, or we can just tie a bell to each other, but don't know what good that's going to be.
I mean, the locals could just be remember that nurse, she ran away from us
Yeah, they
immediately.
seem, yeah,
Yeah.
seems to be something about us when they look at us that they say the Baron, or they're hammering nails into our shoes or whatnot, shoe prints.
But no,
Well,
I think oh, go, Sean. I always value
I'm
your opinion.
just yeah, thinking it through. If we want any real help from either of them, we need to pick a side, though, don't we? If we lead them into each other and they start fighting, then neither of them's going to be on our side.
Well, won't we know which side to pick after we get through this? If Dirk goes and talks to Medwin and leads the O and I away, and we go talk to Senegal, and then I'm assuming
Oh,
we're going to
I
magically get
misunderstood.
back
I thought he
here.
was talking about bringing O and I to Senegal.
Oh, maybe
No,
I
I'm trying
misunderstood.
to, yeah, I'm trying to set up
Okay,
like a very
okay.
dire
That's
meeting to say, like, I need all
sure,
the
sure.
intelligence you can.
I
They
see where
have
you're
been tailing
going.
us. Yeah, to at least like open y'all up to continue down this maze.
Sure, sure. I like it.
I mean, that
All
sounds
right.
good to me. I don't see any other way right now. That's going to get us the most answers, or at least allow us to figure out, the potential next steps.
I'm just
And
yeah.
girls, you really wanted to come with us to Senegal?
Yeah.
All right.
Yep.
Boss,
My
you
notebook
okay
ready.
with that?
Yeah, I mean, I'll feel better actually having Donna near me than
I
where I don't know
suppose.
what's happening.
It should show them some good faith that we're not looking to do violence.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm nervous about doing anything before the meeting because we trigger this blackout and we miss the meeting. Well, we just took it in the shorts.
Well, Guy, that puts you in a rough position being solo. If you want to stick to the shadows or be with us up front, what do you think?
Yeah, I don't mind doing backup. I'm used to that. So, if you want me to be backup for you or Dirk,
If
I'm
if you don't have anything better going on, we'd really could use it, I think.
yeah, absolutely. Dirk, you okay on your own?
Yeah, that sounds like a plan because I mean, I'm walking into the jaws of the military. If if they were going to capture me, I don't think having you there would make too much of a difference.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. That sounds like a plan.
All right, so let's see, Dirk, you want to go to Medwin.
Yeah, and I'm gonna try like the closest phone from within the hotel. Like especially if I have a phone in my room, then I am just gonna try to call Medwin with taking the because I feel like this is spatially related.
Okay.
It seems like if we leave the hotel or deviate off of this path. So
Okay. There isn't in your rooms, but there is in the lobby. A
okay.
phone. And then James and Sean, what were you going to do?
I was going to wait till the meeting with Senegal because I don't want to risk a blackout and blow right
Okay.
through the meeting time.
But Dirk, you're going to go down there and do that immediately.
I may wait a little bit so that whenever I am doing the call, I may try to do the call closer to like noon, 12:30 or 1 to
Okay.
hopefully keep them distracted at the moment that this other group would be leaving.
Okay. And then Guy.
Yeah, I'm just sort of hanging around. James and
You're
Sean.
hanging around.
Yeah, hanging around.
And Donna and Amy, you're going to go with James and Sean to Senegal.
Yep.
Okay. All right. So we'll jump ahead. 12:30. Dirk, you go downstairs and you get a hold. You call the military base, and they patch you into Medwin. Mr. Kessler. This is Lloyd Medwin.
Major Medwin, sir. Well, as you can probably guess, I found your card in my coat, and I think we need to talk. I've noticed a couple of your boys have been tailing us, and I'm sure you recall in the hospital we could not recall what had happened to us for the past 48 hours or possibly more. It's still hazy to me now. We are continually losing track of time. We are coming to dirty and tired with no memories of how we've got from point A to point B. And if your blokes have been tailing us, I really need to know what we have been doing because I am concerned that we may be a risk not only to ourselves, but to potentially others.
Look, Mr. Kessler, you understand that I'm in charge here in Port-au-Prince in Haiti. We're in the middle, it's the naval controlled country. I have to be very careful about the goings on within my own, purview of where I'm in charge of. I'm sorry that you're still having difficulties, but maybe if you can answer, there's some questions I need answered. Do you currently know where Mr. Sterling is? Like at this moment?
We've all been at the hotel. We blacked out again this morning trying to get breakfast, so we're all a bit on edge.
Okay, so he's there, or he's there occasionally with you. I don't know what your association with him is or how strong it is, but we highly suspect that Mr. Sterling might be playing both sides, that he might be supplying weapons to the Cacos rebels, and we really need to stop that from happening. This is a matter of, national security. We've been trying to locate him and his son, and we have so far been fairly unsuccessful. We've also, this rebel leader, Senegal, you understand that he has murdered people, murdered Americans, murdered American citizens, because he is a rebel who is trying to lead these poor, underdeveloped people to rebel against the United States. And he's a criminal, and we have been looking for him as well. So look, if you can give us some idea of his whereabouts, this is my concern. I don't care about you or anything like that. I just care about this very, very volatile situation. Do you understand?
Sir, you're going to make me blush. Now, I can say that in some respects our interests are aligned, as our original reason for being here and what we have been doing since you let us go with dogs on our tail, we are also trying to locate Mr. Sterling's son. We currently are chasing down some potential leads, but once again, the fucking issue is we keep losing track of time for hours on end. So if we were to know any information about where Mr. Sterling's son is, where this Senegal character is, and if there are dealings that are going on, there is a very good chance that I am missing good chunks of it. And in order to be able to paint the fullest picture possible, I am willing to work with you on this, but I really, truly need you and your O&I officers to work with me and tell me to help fill in these blank patches in my memory. Whatever is happening is getting worse. I am willing to work with you, but I cannot do this with a half-filled picture.
No. I'm not sure. The doctor told me that you're having some serious difficulties with your memory and other things. I don't know. Look, let me talk to my men and see what they've observed. And you're staying at the hotel. I can contact you there.
Yes, sir. I'll be very frank. We're afraid of having another blackout again, so we're going to be staying at this hotel. I'll be right by this phone, waiting for you to ring back.
All right. Well, it's going to take me longer than that. I might be able to get back to you either later this evening or tomorrow morning.
All right. Well, I guess you can tell your boys I'll be going to the library to probably pick up some pulp magazines to pass the fucking time.
All
I'll
right.
be waiting
I'll
for
tell
your
them
call,
that.
sir.
Roger, over and out. I don't know how a naval person hangs up the phone. Click.
That's a 10-4 good, buddy. I'm pretty sure that's Navy standard.
Yeah.
So you're there down in the lobby. I guess Guy is still upstairs or hanging around.
Yeah, I mean, I was gonna go with James and Sean, like
you
kind of
are.
I'm following them like surreptitiously and giving them some space because I'm kind of like their backup. So
Oh, okay. You're trailing, or what is it? You're trailing them, trying to watch. They know though that you're there, correct?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, we're not.
All right. So right around 1:30. Oh, let me find that part. Okay. The warehouse. Okay, I'm going to get the information right now. The warehouse is an unmarked building. It's on the Boulevard de la Saline, on the edge of the La Saline district. On the outside, it's unremarkable. It looks just like all of the other warehouses. At first glance, as you kind of approach, it looks like it's used for storing flour and other things, but that's obviously just to make it look normal. You also notice there are a couple of men who are probably armed. They're probably the guards. What do you want to do? It also looks, it's a steel building, so it's pretty well reinforced, and there are windows, but the windows all have bars on them.
Mm-hmm.
What do you want to do?
I'm gonna go into my businessman mode, and we were invited here to make a deal, so I'm going to approach the guard at the door confidently.
Right. And they both immediately, they don't really come to attention. They just seem like what you'd expect from rebels, not military. So they stop you at the door, and they say, "You're Sterling."
Yes.
All right. Sebastian Senegal is ready to see you, and they take you inside. Now, the inside of the warehouse, it's fairly rectangular. It's steel reinforced on the outside. However, the floor is wood, the wooden slats.
Mm-hmm.
And from the sound of it, when you're walking on them, you definitely get the idea that you could hide a lot of stuff under the floorboards in this place. There are lots of things that look like flour, stuff like that. And there's a couple of offices, and probably storeroom and things like that, restroom, and so forth. Um, coming
I'd
out
like
of
to say
his
something privately, like while we're
yes,
walking.
yeah.
Just I kind of want to hushedly to the girls say, just I need you to keeping this seriously. That's I know you're used to getting in people's faces, asking questions. Sometimes these people will shoot you. You need to take this seriously.
Got it. Okay.
All right.
So this man, who you assume is Sebastian Senegal, he looks like he's mixed race, white and black. He comes out. He looks rather, you'd say, a little frightening. Frightening in the way that this man is a rebel who has no qualms about killing people if he needs to. Um, he's not a good-looking man. He looks like he's got some scars. He's gone through some fights. But he also looks like he's respected by his men, and there are two men with him, both of whom have rifles.
Right.
And he comes out and he says, "You must be Mr. Sterling."
I am. Are you Mr. Senegal?
Yes, I am. Sterling Senior, I would guess.
Yes, yes. I understand that you were supposed to, or you did meet with my son.
I was supposed to, but he never showed.
Yes. Yeah, that's why I'm here now is because he got kidnapped.
That's too bad. Have you received a ransom yet?
No. We think
He's-
the
He looks at his two guys. He says, "Well, if you're looking for your son, we didn't take him."
oh, I did not think that he did. I came here for a couple reasons. One is a business deal is a business deal, no matter what hiccups we had, and we have several crates of rifles in the port that we thought you'd be interested in.
In the port.
Yes, they're already here on the island.
Well, that's a problem, isn't it? I mean, you've probably got a whole bunch of American naval people watching your every move.
Yes, they are watching my moves. That's why other people will move the goods.
Well, yeah, I can't send my people down there.
No, no,
If the Navy finds me, they'll
no,
string me up.
of course, we usually employ farmers to come pick up the farm equipment.
What else do you need?
The other reason I'm here is, of course, looking for my son, but we believe that he's gotten grabbed by a cult that's run by a King Calico.
He looks to his men and he sort of gives them a like leave. He says, "King Kaleko." He says, I think our business here. What do you know about King Kaleko?"
Uh, well, that he has that he's going to sacrifice my son to the star pools. That
He
apparently,
becomes
yep.
he looks suddenly shaken and upset. This shit. What do you want me to do? There's nothing I can do.
Oh, what I was hoping was that you could point me and my associates in the right direction where we could find this man.
You don't know what you're dealing with here. These are the most dangerous people I know of.
We're going with or without you. If you got a bone to pick with them that you've never stood up for, now's the time.
Come into my office. He takes you into his office. His office is pretty much exactly what you'd expect from an office. There's some files that he keeps, information on. There is a safe on the wall where he probably keeps things that he doesn't want anybody to ever get a hold of. And sitting on a shelf on the wall inside the door is a human skull. And the human skull has a third eye hole in the forehead. And the shape of the jaw is very strange, almost reptilian looking. And he points at that and he says, "That was Miguel. That was my brother." Says, "They got a hold of him years ago, and I tried to get him back, and they broke my arms. They told me, to never do anything against them. This whole island is afraid of those people. Fortunately, I didn't quite listen, and I managed to put a bullet into my brother and put him out of his misery. But those people, though King Kaleko is he's a Bokor. He is a evil, powerful man. He claims to be voodoo, but what he does and what he worships isn't voodoo at all. It's something much darker, much more insidious, much more dangerous
It's a
than
monster,
any kind of
right?
voodoo.
There's an actual monster that lives in the caves.
The monster is just the guardian. What he's trying to do will bring down a darkness on this island that'll never leave and might spread to the rest of the whole world. He himself is a monster, but he's a powerful, powerful wizard. He can kill you before you even get near him. The only way you could fight somebody like that is to use magic against them, and not good magic either. He is too powerful for good magic. Dark magic, black magic.
So what happens if I shoot him?
You won't be able to get close enough to shoot him.
Where can I get some of this black magic? I mean, I'm willing to face him. He has my son. I will not rest.
What you need is another Bokor. You need somebody who knows dark magic, somebody who knows how to counteract, and then you won't find that here. You won't find a person with that kind of power otherwise they would have challenged him before. He's an evil man. But if you were to somehow call upon the powers of darkness to teach you what you need to know, there are things on the other side that will help you, but for a price.
Sounds like a business dealing, which have much experience in. Again, like I said, I'm willing to pay any price to get Jack back.
I'm not sure that that's even possible at this point. The only person that I would know that could possibly give you the ability to summon a baka would be a woman in the town. She's a very powerful mambo. Her name is Mama Josephine, but she won't do it for you. She is a very good person, and she would never taint herself with that kind of evil, but she might, in desperation, show you how to do it, how you to summon the baka. But you're making a deal with the devil.
Yeah, I understand.
Do you know the Baron? Is that And King Kaleko's side, is it the king?
Baron
Baron
It's
Samdi.
Baron Samedi. Baron Samedi is a deity, uh, the one of the Gedi tribe that guards the dead. What does that have to do with it?
really,
You've gotten yourself a little bit of voodoo knowledge.
I had assumed that the Baron was the one of the members in this cult. You're saying that's something else.
Well, the Baron's not a living person. He's not a dead
Well,
person either. He's a Loa, a spirit, a Raka.
well, there we go. That's I had that all wrong. He might just be trying to communicate with us. Maybe this Baron is someone that we need to make deals with.
Would the Baron
That's
teach
another.
us this? The black magic is the Baron somebody who can teach us this?
Baron doesn't do things like that. Are you?
Hmm.
Are
Then it's just
you
another enemy.
the safest person is Mama Josephine. She is, like I say, a good person, but you'd have to persuade her somehow. We have all wanted to get rid of this cult, but we're all afraid of it. You said the star pools. You want to go there.
That's where I believe my son is. I don't know where they are though.
Well, they'll be holding their ceremony tomorrow night. If your son has been captured by them, that's where it'll be, at the star pools. I'm I'm in accordance with what your desire is, not necessarily about getting your son back, but about stopping King Kaleko. I can spare 2 of my men to at least get you into the area where the star pools is, but they won't go anywhere near them.
I understand
And
that, but
you've got the danger of the lurker.
the lurker. That's
So
the
you'll have to find
one.
some way to protect yourself against that. Maybe Mama
Mhm.
can give you a charm or something, but most likely you're not going to make it. It's a terrible, terrible hardship to try this.
But I have to try. I hope you understand.
Well, let's
And
talk about the weapons.
I will, yeah. And I don't, as me, I don't remember what the guy on the port's name was. That's one person
Latro or something like that.
Yeah. I go Matro is going to bring the weapons in. He said he had someone he could sell them to get them out of the port that is not associated with you, and that person is where you can get the guns from.
Well, I'll say at that point he negotiates some sort of price.
Mm-hmm.
And he makes you a couple of promises. One is he'll get 2 of his men to at least show you where to go. You know, they'll accompany you part of the way. And he says if you can manage to kill King Kaleko, then they might feel emboldened enough to send in a bunch of people and kill the rest of the cultists, because
Right.
the cultists are all over the island.
Mm-hmm.
Now that's a deal.
Yeah.
All right. So you leave Senegal's warehouse and you realize that it does seem to have taken you longer than you thought that it would. And I would like you to do We'll call it a spot hidden as you're leaving.
All four of us.
Sure.
All
I
right.
failed.
Fail.
You want me to do it too, Tom? I'm kind of
Sure.
like standing down the block.
Yeah.
God.
Fail.
Oh,
Pass.
That's why
Guy.
he's tailing you.
Yeah,
So,
that's hard.
Guy, you're the only one that passed?
Hard pass. Yeah.
Okay. So you've been kind of sneaking around outside and you watched the others go in. And of course, you don't know, you kind of kept your eye on the two guards that were outside. And then you see James and the others come back out again after their conversation. And what you notice is that the two guards, one of them turns to the other one and says something. You think it's in French, but it might be in more of a the sort of Creole-ish
Yeah.
words, but they both laugh in a rather disturbing manner, at least to you at that moment. And then they just go back to guarding the door. And then by then you see James and Donna and Amy coming closer to you.
Well, any new leads?
Yeah. Yeah, we got what we wanted.
Okay. Seems like those guys had something to. I don't know. They seem to be a little. I don't know. They just reacted strangely. Seems to be a theme around here. They don't seem to trust us. Well, why would they?
Well, fortunately, we got Senegal on our side, and they listened to him. So let's just not let him catch us in a corner. I get what you're saying.
Yeah, yeah. I don't know if we can trust these people, but in any case, do you think they can point us in the direction of these star pools?
They said they could.
Hmm.
First, we need to maybe go talk to Mama Josephine again. See if we can.
No, I didn't want to talk about it in front of him. That's the rock that Dirk cut himself with. I think that's exactly what she was talking about.
Mhm.
Dirk, what were you doing back where you were after Medwin?
Yeah. So I am first off I'm trying to keep an eye on the ONI officers and seeing like if they're going to get a call. I want to just non-discreet or you know what I mean, discreetly try and watch them to make sure that the other group can get away and that they may think that we're all staying at the hotel. Just trying to keep that cover mostly.
Okay. So are you staying like at the cafe watching them, or?
I think so. I may have gone back up to the room for just a second to get some more of the books that we took from Dr. Northwest's home and just reading through, seeing if there's anything that we might have missed, mostly just killing time.
Okay. So we'll say that you go past the concierge, you go up the stairs, and you go down the hall towards your room, and you reach for the door, and you start to open it. James, Guy, Amy, and James, Guy, Amy, Sean, and Donna, you're leaving Senegal's, and you're walking down the street, and there is a building. Maybe it's a shop or something like, some sort of shop. The door opens, and you realize that there's like a little bell ringing as the door opens, like you'd find on a shop door. And Dirk steps out of it into the street right in front of you.
Were you following us?
Crikey, fuck.
The
Hey,
hell
buddy.
you come from, Dirk?
The hotel.
What?
No?
No, you came out of the shop.
We're halfway
turned-
across town from the hotel.
No, I've been waiting on Medwin's boys to make sure you all could get away for this. I just went up to the room to get reading material. I want
Huh.
to turn around like, does the shopkeeper, or is there anyone behind the counter that I could be like, was I just in here?
Doesn't look, I mean, yeah, there's probably a shopkeeper in there, but you don't remember the shop or anything in it.
Yeah, I'm mostly asking, like, gauging their reactions. Like, if I just ask, like, was I shopping in here?
They don't seem to notice that you've just left the shop. You're not even sure they've noticed that the little bell rang.
I think I'm gonna roll a little bit of sanity because I think I just fucking
can just-
teleported.
You can do sanity. You can all roll sanity if you want to.
Wow,
Seeing Dirk
19.
just suddenly appear.
I am the king of dissociation.
Yeah.
One or two, whatever you want.
Yeah.
This does not bother me at all.
Yeah.
This
Yeah.
has been happening the entire time.
Yeah.
I think that, yeah, it's more clearly there is something supernatural going on, but like this may be learning that maybe when we black out, like we're linked to each other somehow, both in dreams and traveling, so we can't get too far away from each other.
Oh my God.
Oh, I'll fill in Dirk with what Senegal said.
I'm also
Okay.
going to grab Dirk's hand and look at it.
Yeah, Dirk still has the
Same.
it's not a scar yet because it was just yesterday.
Yeah.
But
But I'm just
Yeah,
checking
it's
on. I'm going to
definitely-
lift up the bandage a little bit, see how it looks, and
Once
slap it
again,
back on.
once again, Dirk is gonna go "Ooh," and like move it closer to you.
kind of red and a little infected.
Oh, that looks really bad. You should make sure you're taking care of it 24 hours a day.
I'll get right on that. I like how you're apparently handing my hand back to
There
me.
you go.
Um, and I will tell them about Major Medwin, but mostly that Medwin is also wanting to locate the sun and Senegal for everything, but I will conveniently leave out the bit that he's looking for evidence for Sterling playing both sides. And just say that, like, I'm hopefully persuaded him to tell us more about what they've observed in our actions. But does this sound like we're about to go for a hunt in the woods then?
Yeah, well, so the deal we made was that we go kill this King Kaleko guy, and then the rebels hunt down the cult. So that makes everybody wins, right? We don't have to tell Medwin that that's the deal we're striking, but Senegal might be helping us. And something he said, do you remember when we were with Mama Josephine, when she gave you that rock you cut yourself with?
Mm-hmm.
He was telling us that she could teach us how to tap into dark powers if we wanted to, that she doesn't want to, but that there's some kind of ability that she could teach us.
Well, she did seem awful spooked whenever we told her that Dr. Northeast had already met an unpleasant end from
Yeah,
some kind of folks related to this three-eyed baron nonsense. I suppose we could. I mean, Guy and I told her to pack up shop and get out of town, so we can see if she's still here, but it may be worth an option.
Yeah, you two seem to hit it off. You could probably talk her into something.
Well, I think we also need to ask her what this lurker thing is.
Yeah.
Is this the thing that we've all been fearing, or in the back of our
Probably.
heads?
Sure.
It's
Yeah,
allegedly big scary dragon lives in these spooky pools. And
That was the feeling I got from her for sure, was the specific thing that I've been afraid of is the lurker, yeah.
and I will apparently protect you with this pokey rock.
Somehow. Thanks.
Fucking magic.
Well, I'm, I don't really believe in the mumbo jumbo stuff, but if no one else is willing to, I'm willing to learn these dark arts or whatever it is. If it ends this thing, because it's I think guys, we're gonna defeat some great evil here.
Yep. Yeah, I don't
James
know if
is
it's going to take some book science or something. If it's anything that's possible, sure, I'm willing.
yeah. James is debating after Guy said that which one's more beneficial to him. Have Guy learn the dark arts and possibly die, or him learn the dark arts and get a lot of power.
Mhm.
So is your intention then to go back to Mama Josephine?
Yes.
I think at this
Right.
point, yeah.
All right. That being said, let's take a 5 to 10 minute bio break. This is a good spot.
Cool.
Okay.
All right.
This is great.
As we have the little voodoo.
So let's see. It's probably about, we'll say about 2:30 in the afternoon, because it's after your 1 o'clock meeting with Senegal. And you guys are walking back towards your hotel. You now notice that there are a large amount of people. This is Fetgedi. There are people crowded into the cemeteries. There are people dressed in costume, lots of purples, blacks, greens. You see numerous people dressed as Baron Samedi, with little top hats and canes, and their faces painted white like skulls. Though you don't see a third eye, you only see two eyes. You just see the teeth like this. Many of them are smoking cigars or cigarettes. And a lot of them have stationed themselves at gravesides. Of course, the graves are upright tombs, like you'd see in New Orleans, the upright sort of tombs. And they seem to be engaged in minor rituals. They are lighting candles. They are pouring out libations of hot coffee or rum or other things. And people seem to be in a very good mood. It's a form of, I guess, ancestor worship. They're all saying their prayers to Baron Samedi and Brigitte, Maman Brigitte, for the welfare of those who have passed away into the next world. I would like you all to do spot hiddens.
Regular success.
Same, regular.
Hard
Well.
success.
Hard.
Donna got a heart. Good.
I
So
did too.
Donna. Okay, so Donna and Guy both. You notice this, and it's repetitive, and people, it's kind of like it's Halloween. Yesterday was Halloween. Now people are dressed up in costumes on this day because that's their sort of tradition. But the two of you do glimpse every now and then one of these Baron Samedis, in the cemetery walking along there. And you notice that they do, in fact, have a third eye painted on their forehead. And those paper mache machetes that they're wearing don't look like they're paper mache. They look like they're actually armed. And they look noticeably slightly different. They blend in with the crowd because the crowd's not really paying that close attention. But you get the distinct impression that these are probably cult members that are out there. Nobody seems to be acting friendly towards them. People are just, avoiding them or ignoring them or pretending like they're not there. But they're there. So the cult is active in this town, and people are noticeably afraid of them.
I'll tap my dad. Hey,
What?
couple of these costume guys look like cult members. You can tell the difference. Look at their weapons. Some of them are fake, but look. That's a real one. That's a real machete.
Yeah, look at that one. He's got the third eye.
Yeah.
And
And
all
like,
of the damage done at Northwest's or Northeast's was obviously machete
Yeah.
damage.
mm,
I would like
I-
you all to do luck rolls.
mm.
Gosh, fail. Man.
Ooh,
Another-
fail.
Missed it by 2.
Um, so as you're walking and the crowds are around you, there's music playing, there's people dancing, parties. Amy, you notice that one of these gentlemen dressed up like Baron Samedi, he's sort of dancing around the crowd, and he appears to be, is he mumbling to himself? Is he talking to other people as he's going? People don't seem to really be paying much attention to him. But the trajectory of his path is he's wending his way, getting closer and closer to your group as he's going. And at the last moment, before you really know what to do to react, he crosses your path, and he is probably closest to you at that moment. And as he looks at you, he says, how's your French?
25%.
Okay, that's just enough. In French, he says something the equivalent of surprise. And when he does that, he goes and blows this white powder in your face.
I punch him in the face.
All right, do a luck roll.
Probably as
I failed.
It's just cocaine.
as Sean's doing that, I'm probably coughing and backing up and covering my face.
So for a moment, you're blinded. It doesn't really burn. If some of it gets into your nostrils or to your mouth, it kind of has a taste like corn, maybe. All of you are startled by it. And by the time you sort of recover from it, the man is gone, or he's disappeared back into the crowd. You're pretty sure that he had a third eye. And you definitely inhaled it. Anybody standing near Amy would have inhaled the powder as well a little bit. And Amy, when you look down, you have a tarot card in your hand that looks like this.
As soon as I see it, I let out a scream and just throw it in front of me on the ground.
Okay. It says
Pointing
10
at
of
it.
Swords.
Look! It was in my hand. Look, it's the last card.
You all see it.
Interest.
I'll lean
We
We
down.
need to get to where we're going. We need to get out of this crowd.
You okay, Amy?
I guess. Do I feel okay?
You don't feel unusual at all. No. I mean, you're scared.
All right.
Yeah.
You've
Oh,
probably heard that they'll
brushing the
sometimes blow poison in your
yeah.
face, but so far you feel okay.
I think I'm okay, but let's get to Mama Josephine. Maybe she can explain more of this, and let's just hurry. Let's just go. Let's go.
Okay. It takes you about, well, we'll say 10, 15 minutes to get back to where Mama Josephine's shop is. You get there and you go through her little garden to where her door is. And what do?
Knock.
You knock.
Mhm.
You hear her voice inside and she says, come in.
Click. No.
All right. You step inside, same thing. You notice that there's that mark on the floor in front of the door, but you step right over it. The parrots seem to announce your entrance as they kind of go a little nuts for a few minutes. And Mama comes out of the back room and she says, "Oh, you've returned again.
Third
Did
time's the
you
charm, right?
did you speak with Senegal?"
Yes. Yes, we did.
Then
He sent us
you
back
know
to
that
you.
you know that he wasn't much help then. He's quite frightened of King Kaleko as well. What did he say?
Said that we needed to learn black magic. Yeah, Baka, as he mentioned that.
And she sort of puts her hands up and she makes some signs in the air, like
Mm-hmm.
she says it's very dangerous to talk about that without them hearing the people on the other side. She says this room is warded to keep out the Baka. They're very evil spirits, very, very powerful. She says, what do you want with a Baka? I won't summon
Yo,
one
King
for you.
Kaleko. We made a deal with Senegal. We kill King Kaleko, he kills the rest of the cult.
He thinks about it and says, so he's suggesting that you use magic against magic.
Yes.
But
You've suggested that too, Mama.
yeah,
You presented that as an option, and it seems like that might be our only option to kill this person who seems to have immense powers and could kill us even before we get close to him.
we have a relationship with the Loa, and I am aligned very much with the good Loa to even consider utilizing a Baka. It's something that I myself can't consider, but there are ways, if you are very dedicated, that you might enlist their power, but the cost is going to be terrible. You might as well be summoning up the devil.
It's
Well,
my dad has plenty of money. The cost doesn't matter.
I mean,
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
not sure that kind of a gift would work, but listen to me. I can teach you how to summon them. I can give you a paper that will instruct you on what you need to do, but I can't be a part of it. You understand? And I can't be
perfectly.
responsible for anything that happens to you. You will need a quiet, private place. And there is a ritual that involves chanting a certain chant. It takes a while. It could take a while to get a response, but when you get the response, just realize what you're dealing with. it would be able to teach you something, some spell. It would have to be a powerful spell, something to kill King Kaleko or stop him or keep him from acting against you, because he also has spells. And the Baka are probably on his side as well. The Baka aren't loyal. So
Yeah.
if you pay a high enough price, they'll betray Kaleko just as well. They'll think of it, they don't really grant wishes, but they can definitely answer your questions. So
That sounds like good.
she rather reluctantly then writes down the instructions, and she's like, I can't go over them with you. I can't do this. You have to take this. Go find a quiet place where you're alone and won't be disturbed. And good luck to you. If Senegal is going to at least help you part of the way, then I can be there too to help you part of the way. And if we can get rid of King Kaleko, but I don't know if there's any hope for your son. I think if your son has already began the process, then it would be better for you to kill him than to try and save him.
What kind of process are you talking about?
Well, it is most likely that he is the one who dropped the stone. So he may have already been cut himself by the stone. They want to use him as a conduit to bring forth a thing that is monstrous, will bring us all into darkness and possibly spread throughout the world.
Mama Josephine, we all had a terrible dream last night. We were all in the same dream. We all remember it. We were in a labyrinth, and we walked for what seemed like months. When we finally got out, we noticed 3 huts on a beach.
3
and
huts.
Baron Samedi was in one of the huts. He said something cryptic to us, and then we all woke up. What might that mean?
That may appear as Baron Samedi, but it's something else. That is from the legend of the Ashanti warrior. That is she calls it.
Is that the masked messenger?
The masked messenger, yes. That is something else. That is a dark and terrible entity. If that's what they are trying to bring into our world, you have to stop them.
Mm-hmm. Becoming more and more convinced of that. We also had something very disturbing happen on the way here. Amy, if you want to tell her.
Yeah, I'll describe how the Baron Samedi or lookalike kind of blew the white powder into my face, and then the last card appeared. I assume somebody grabbed the card after I threw it on the ground.
Yeah.
She comes forward to you, and she puts her hands on your face and looks into your eyes, and she's like, cornstarch. There is a poison that can be administered that, but if you're still alive and conscious, then there was not that poison. And she makes some signs like, to ward off any evil spirits. It's said that they can turn people into zombies, but that would be the sort of thing King Kaleko would do. He's a Bokor, a bad wizard, evil wizard. But obviously you're not. It was just a joke, or maybe somebody just playing around because of Fat Getty.
But out a sigh of relief. But what about the lurker? We were told about the lurker. What is it? How do we defeat it?
We don't really know what it is. Almost nobody who's ever seen it has lived to see it. But the stone and the mark should keep you safe from it. It's a horror. It's a horror beyond. It's a thing summoned up by King Kaleko to protect the star pools. And it's definitely tied to the masked messenger. That's why, because you've cut yourself with the stone, you're actually more aligned to it than King Kaleko is. You may be able to control it.
I do have a question, as you seem to be intimately familiar with all of these local deities, spirits, and whatnot. In your experience, does the actual Baron Samedi only have 2 eyes? At any time we're seeing this one with 3, this is the same imposter? Or is that, like, I'm just trying to get my deity straight here.
The Loa almost always look just like humans, but with certain symbolic things, and the third eye is not part of Baron Samedi.
So we've been on this messenger's leash the entire time.
It would seem so. Something happened to you, and I don't know what.
Would the locals know something about us? We've had some strange encounters with locals behaving strangely around us.
Some people may be sensitive, but for the most part, I think they're just confused. They don't understand why white people do the things they do anyway, so perhaps your traveling about town has alerted them.
Mm-hmm.
Can I do an idea roll to see if Dirk has the same thought that I do right now? Because I have a hunch.
I'm not sure. Why don't you put it into action?
I want to ask Mama Josephine when she got this stone. If I visited her before, and in the second time, then she managed to procure the stone, like asking where it was beforehand, how it came to be in her possession.
All right. What she tells you is that a boy saw the stone in the middle of the street in town, and that he told her about it, and she came and collected it. It seemed to have been dropped by someone. She knew what it was and how incredibly dangerous it was, and so she put it in the box. But she suspects, therefore, based on everything that you've said, that Jack may have found it. And then when he cut himself, he dropped it. And then it was found by a boy who told her where it was, and she went and got it. So she hasn't had it for very long.
Yeah. Okay.
And she reiterates how dangerous it is if King Kaleko gets a hold of it. All right.
Okay.
So
Thank
she
you.
writes the instructions out and gives them to you. And they send you on your way. And she also tells you that the Baka likes darkness. So, you can't stand out in the middle of the bright sun and try to summon this thing. You've got to do it in an enclosed place, in the dark or near dark.
Okay.
And before we go, I just want to ask, can multiple people summon the Baka, or can it only be one person?
Well, yeah. I mean, if you have people that can help, they're just lending their mental strength. It might make it easier.
Mm-hmm.
But only one person makes the deal.
She's like, I don't know what the deal will be.
Okay.
And it won't do anything for you unless you agree. And then you can't back out of it.
Yeah.
Of course, you don't have to accept the deal.
Yeah.
Sure.
But we really don't have a choice here.
Yeah. This is
At least
what we
that's how
came.
it feels.
Yeah.
Well, if it tells you that you have to go out and murder 1,000 children, you can say, yeah, I ain't going to do that.
Too
Who has
bad,
the time?
younglings.
Yeah, we don't have the time.
That's the time. All right. So she sends you on your way and you find yourselves back out in the street.
Have we met the two guys that Senegal was going to provide?
No.
Yeah.
And that's not that you don't want to go up to the Star Pools until tomorrow night anyway.
Yeah. Okay.
Tomorrow around, I guess he could have arranged. He says tomorrow at sundown.
Okay. Yeah. That's
Or just before that, come to the warehouse and you guys can go.
Do whoever has the piece of paper that Mama Josephine gave us,
Yeah.
do we need anything for this ritual? Does it say we need, I don't know, a chicken,
A chicken.
or yeah, something?
I don't know. Let's see. Yeah, I mean, maybe there's some components to it, but they're simple things like black pepper and rum and a candle, maybe a cigar, the cigar smoke. And you need to draw a symbol.
okay.
But the symbol, you can draw it on the paper or on the table or whatever.
All right.
So Guy's willing to do this. Guy's willing to do it because at this point he's become increasingly convinced that, he's going to stop this evil thing. So Guy's just going to ask who's in. I'm going to go up to the hotel room and do the ritual.
I was thinking, Guy, not at our hotel. Let's get a one of those rent a few hour rooms. That way, if something goes bad, we'll still have a place we can go where we're not.
Excellent idea.
Nightmares.
Great thinking.
All right. Fair enough.
So you're going to go find a cheaper hotel.
Yeah. Flop house.
All right. Yeah, I mean, that's obviously going to be possible. Not a very nice place. A bit run down. And you get a second story, once again, like a second story room. And you all go inside. And there's, we'll make it easy. We won't go through all of the, you've got a table in the center. And I don't know if you want to sit or stand or whatever you do, but
Who all's going to participate in this? Just before is everyone going to participate?
I will.
Okay.
Mhm. I'm standing in the corner with my arms crossed.
I'm a
I
Catholic, so I'll sit this one out just in case.
Okay.
I
but
guess
you're in
I
the
will.
room.
We got Amy, Guy.
I'm there. I'm going to participate.
Hmm.
All right.
So
And
before we
go
start
ahead.
this, Mr. Sterling, I mean, I know I've only taken like one business class at school, but this seems like a business dealing. One of the things that we learned is to be prepared to have a plan going in. What's our plan?
Well, our plan would be we'll find out what spells it can offer and what is our limit. Where do we say no? We won't accept that, pay that price. That's what we really need is because if you start negotiating without having a set cutoff limit, then that's how they can get more out of you. And I mean, I'm willing to do about almost anything to try and get my son back. Besides sacrifice Donna, that's a no-go for me.
What about killing an innocent person? These Baka don't seem to be too concerned with human lives.
This might sound cold, but there's in my line of business, there's a lot of innocent people that could be traced back to what I've done. I might not have pulled the trigger, but I supplied the weapon.
Well, I mean, these things still sound like demons, more or less. And so I'm going to suspect if you do get someone that picks up your spiritual phone call, they're going to ask for something that might seem mundane, but, bad consequences, damnation, yada, yada. I don't think it's going to ask for money. And
No.
if your hands are as dirty as I think they are, then I don't think it's going to ask much of you. But I definitely think it's prone to ask for, say, Donna's soul as the one good thing you managed to do with your life, allegedly. And I think it may be helpful to try and provide some sort of counteroffer to keep it on its toes. If we can expect it's going to ask for something that would be precious or innocent, whatever, you may want to give it something that it didn't think about asking, that it may want more.
Mhm. Yeah, of course. I mean, I'm in waters that I've never been in before dealing with I wouldn't even know what it would be wanting. Because Shay is a soul. I mean, what is that?
Yeah, it's Donna's soul. Would you sell it? It's your choice.
What does
See,
Donna
there we
have to
go.
say about this?
Yeah. See, there we go. If they want Donna's soul, she has to make the decision.
Or what if we can guarantee everyone else in this cult? Mama Josephine said that they already work for this uh, King Kaleko. So if they're willing to backstab him, maybe we can give them a lot more souls in return. If we can guarantee your rebels will come in and clean shop, perhaps everything else that's in there can be theirs. It will just be something we need to deliver.
It's also important to know exactly what we want.
Kill the king.
We want to kill the king. We want a spell that we can get to him, right? That was Senegal's main concern was that we couldn't even get near him.
Right.
But
Because he's
as long as he does, maybe he'll kill him for us.
I'll doubt that if he's already consulting with multiples of them. I don't know. I still don't believe half of this, but I'm mostly dealing with his god dog. And if Senegal was afraid of him, as you said, then sure, he may summon down fucking lightning bolts and brimstone down on you. that it may be worthwhile just to get something to get close enough to him to hit him with your trusty shotgun.
Yeah, well, yeah, we won't get close. I also want to, if there's any way that we can undo what they've supposedly done to Jack, turn him into, what'd you call it? Dear, a iguana man?
An iguana man, a lizard guy.
A lizard guy. Yeah, I don't want that. I mean, it's best looking, most eligible batch in New York, and can't be an iguana man. I can't hand my business off to a woman.
No.
All right. So, James and Guy and Donna and Amy, you are
Yep.
going to attempt the ritual. And Dirk and Sean, you're watching.
Yeah, I'll stand in the corner and watch, but I am going to be like muttering Hail Mary full of grace. The Lord is with thee.
All right. So you put everything in place and you begin this rather monotonous ritual. You're saying something in a weird kind of English. It's not, it sounds like something that a person who doesn't really speak English would say, but the words are nonsense, incomprehensible as you're doing this. So, from the four of you, I would like you to tell me how many magic points you are willing to spend, your mental points.
Magic points?
Yeah.
I'd contribute 14.
Oh, all of them.
No, not all of it, but that's most of it.
10.
Yep, 10.
All right.
I'll do. You know what? I'll do 10 as well.
Okay. So, let's do this. If we calculate this out, let's say that amongst the four of you, you only need to spend about 7 points. And that adds up to a high enough level that increases your chances of this spell working. So I will
So each of us need to give up 7.
give up 7 of your magic points.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So this is going to take approximately 50 minutes of you trying to summon this thing. It's dark, it's monotonous, and you're trying to concentrate. It's important that you try to concentrate. I would like, let's say Dirk is standing over in the corner saying his Hail Marys. I would like you to roll 3d6.
Please be 666. Come on. That's 663. I tried my best.
Okay. No, that's pretty good. Okay. So that just tells me what I need to know. All right. So after 50 minutes, we're chanting and nothing seems to be happening. It's weird. It's almost funny. It's boring. But then it starts to sort of eat its way into you. The sounds of the words, you can sort of feel the impact of the words like a vibration. Just about the time you get to about 50 minutes, you start to notice something. In the middle of the room, over the table, it's almost as if the darkness in the room increases, that the air is kind of crinkly, like over, as if it was over a hot pot. You know how the air sort of ripples like a mirage? And there's something on the other side that seems to be slowly pushing its way out, and you hear a distant laughter.
Oh, shit.
Oh.
Shit.
What am I looking at? What are you? How are you summoning me? What do you want? You guys do?
I'll tell it. We want a way to defeat a powerful. What was the name of King Kaleko? What they call him? A barrel? Cool?
Bokar.
A Bokar?
You want to defeat a powerful Bokor?
Yes.
What strange and freakish thing for you to ask. Why do you want to do this? Who are you talking about?
Why? Because he has my son and is turning him into a lizard, an iguana.
A lizard, an iguana. How very, very amusing. Who is this powerful lizard you want to destroy?
He goes by King Kaleko.
Oh, King Kaleko. Why do you think we would ever assist you against King Kaleko? He's our friend. He calls upon us for his own abilities. Why would we betray him? We would betray him, but the price you would have to pay would be pretty bad.
Well, what would that price be?
Well, is that the only thing that you want? Here I am. Ask away.
We want the ability to defeat him and the ability to reverse what he's done to my son.
Such things may not even be possible. Is that all that you want? I won't give you a price until you tell me everything that you want from me.
I want to know how to defeat the lurker.
The lurker.
Yes.
Lurker. Where did you learn of such ridiculous things?
If you want to know that, then make a deal with us.
Oh, I will most especially make a deal with you. You are quite remarkable. But I can't understand why or how you are what you are. Why? What are you?
I don't know if we know anymore.
Things you don't know. What do you want to know?
We'd like to know why we keep blacking out, why we keep losing track of time.
Oh, really? Are you sure that's what you want to know? Are you sure you want to know such things? My price for those things that you ask I would like a portion of your soul.
Just a portion?
Yes, just a portion. I don't want it all. You're too interesting. Why would I want all of your soul? No, just a portion. I can teach you a spell that will reach out through the air and clutch the heart of King Kaleko and stop it right in his chest. Is that your desire? Is that your wish? Will you give me a bit of your soul?
What about our other requests, not just the ability to reach out to King Kaleko?
Oh, your soul could easily pay for all of those things. If you're sure you want to know the answers to your dilemma.
Why do you want a portion of our soul? What will you do with that?
That's the price. I'll show it to my friends. They'll be fascinated.
You want a portion of all of our souls, not just one of ours.
Yes, of course. You speak so strangely. I don't encounter people like you very often.
What are you?
Oh, now that's another question entirely. Do you want to know that? The price goes way up.
I think my curiosity will be sated with the other items that we're requesting.
Very well then. So, over the course of the next 20, 30 minutes, it basically teaches you a spell. I believe forget what it's called in the spell in our Call of Cthulhu spellbook, but it's the Clutch of Cthulhu or the Clutch of Yog-Sothoth?
Nagatha or
yeah, something like that. And you literally can reach out to King Kaleko. You have to be able to see him, but you can stop his heart in his chest. So even if he's right in the middle of casting a spell, he'll suddenly, stop and clutch his chest. Of course, he knows that spell too.
Oh, God.
Of course he does.
So it might help us if multiple of us know the spell. Might increase our chances.
Well, he's teaching it to the room.
Yeah.
Now, the actual price. I would like you all of you involved, the four of you, to roll a luck roll.
Oh boy. Come on, Dex.
All right. That's a pass.
Ooh, fail.
Pass. Barely pass.
How many passes?
I dropped mine on the floor. 62 is a.
Okay. So we got two passes.
Two passes.
Okay. Two passes. And that 3d6 gave us, that was
15.
3
total.
15. Okay, that's going to be 30. You have to spend 30 POW points. However, you can split them up amongst you however you want. Now, the two of you are in the room as well, so in theory, you can pay as well if you want to.
This is for payment?
This is for his payment. Yeah, it's part of your soul. So how do you want to split that up?
I'll take 15.
Whoa, that's half of it.
You don't get POW points back.
Oh,
So
that's fine.
Remind me one thing really fast. That will, if we lower our POW lower
You're
than what our
lowering your
current sanity
willpower.
is, does our sanity go down as well? Or that's
No,
just
I
the
don't
max
think
it could
so.
be? Okay. That's
Your max magic points will go down though.
so we need.
You're literally getting just a little dumber and a little more easy to manipulate.
I mean, being a businessman, I'm going to try and squeeze out the best to my ability. So I'm going to be a little stingy because I think that I sense that guy is willing to sacrifice a lot. So I'm going to sacrifice 2.
Amy will sacrifice 7. See if that gets us to where we need.
Okay. I'll do 6.
Okay. Okay.
Yep.
My math is gone now.
It got to. That was
They did the math for the other 15.
All right. So, yeah, subtract those from your POW points.
Okay.
And
So I just got really dumb.
Well,
Your will.
it's been very nice doing business with you. And it sort of pops like a balloon. And it's not quite as dark as it was a moment ago in the room, but that thing is gone. And you guys can do sanity rolls for seeing this.
Okay.
Yeah, I'd say so.
So,
The picture was disturbing. For
I
me.
know, the laughing.
God damn, 11 on San.
Fail.
Oh, I
Pass.
passed. Nothing bothers me.
That's my
Yeah.
spirit.
Just 1 or 2 points. You knew that you were getting into something weird.
I expected a demon. That was just a spooky face. This is fine.
Yep.
So
Oh, that was pretty fucking weird.
The other questions that we asked it, do we know the answers to that?
Not yet, but
Okay.
you suddenly feel as if there's a curtain that's slowly rising now in your mind. You start to think about the last couple of days, and it makes your head hurt. There's that same sort of pain that's going on in your head, but there's something that suddenly crosses your mind. You remember breakfast. Amy, you remember breakfast. And James, when you went down for breakfast, the waiter kind of gave you and Sean a weird look. And he said something to you that it's just now, it's starting to pop into your head. He said, "Oh, back for more?" And you remember Senegal's warehouse, and as you were leaving, the 2 guards were laughing about something and said something, and it was along the lines of, that seemed really fucked up. And then you're remembering you were in front of Northeast's bungalow, and you were talking to the cops, and they let you go. And as you were walking away, one said to the other, he said, "What the fuck is wrong with that guy?" And then you remember being in the hotel lobby, and you were trying to get your key, and he said that would be inappropriate. And when you were at the hospital and Medwin was there, Medwin said, "I thought you said he was okay." And the doctor said, "Well, he's improving, and you were in the back of the car being driven to the hotel, all 6 of you, and Medwin said, I'm not sure that I believe in this split personality bullshit.
See.
And you think that maybe you did go up towards the star pools, but only one of you came back. You remember walking around town kind of in a daze. You remember the concierge looking at you very strangely because you were coming down the stairs and going up the stairs and coming down again and going up the stairs. You were going from your room to Donna's room, back to James's room. And in your dream, you all had the same cut. I'll do sanity rolls.
Yeah.
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 Do one in real life.
That's a pass.
Fail. Fail.
Yeah. You also realize that every single person who's talked to you, looking at you strangely, all they ever said to you was, you. You asked Mama, will this work for multiple people? And she said, well, yeah, but there's only you.
Yuck.
Madame Jerome, she said that you'd suffered some horrible trauma in her reading, and that as long as you were able to deal with it, you could draw upon multiple advantages. But if you ever figured it out, you'd lose those abilities. So you're all standing there in the room, or sitting there in the room together, staring at each other. What do you do?
What happened from failing my sanity roll?
Oh, do a 1d4.
Okay.
Actually, you can do a 1d6. Do a 1d4 if you pass.
Oh,
5.
3.
4. Feels appropriate.
So if you lost 5 or more, do a 1d8.
1d8. Okay. 3.
Great. James, you become a little hysterical. You go between laughing and crying and maybe gritting your teeth and grinding, and you don't know what the fuck is going on,
Yeah.
but it's all starting to make sense.
Lost both my kids. Everything.
What do you guys do? You're all dumbfounded.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what to think of this. I don't know what to believe. Is this a trick from the Baka? or is this reality? I don't know. I, I don't know what's real anymore.
Well,
Can we go look in a mirror?
Sure.
I'm gonna go.
Yeah. Donna, you go look in the mirror.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, there you are.
Amy.
Yeah,
Amy, come here.
walk over.
Yeah. You both see each other in the mirror.
Well, I guess then as long as we can still see each other, we're at least somewhat real.
Makes sense now.
Great.
What Dirk said.
So you guys can shoot lightning or whatever now. Let's go kill the guy.
uh, no, we gotta wait till tomorrow, Sean.
Uh, Fine. Yep.
I mean, or me? I gotta wait till tomorrow.
All right, so kind of question, do we all have this realization?
Yeah.
Okay.
so I guess it wasn't teleportation earlier. But
You
if each of us are aware who's at the wheel,
we all are. We're all individuals. We're not part of some single personality. I'm here, Donna's here, you're here. How else could we be here if we weren't here? It,
Like ghosts.
we're,
I haven't wanted to say it, but I felt like I've been dead for a while, especially Amy, from what Mama Josephine was saying that was apparently a poison that would could have killed someone, or maybe it was just a prank. And she's talking about zombies and raising the dead. I truly figured that was us, that we were the group in the newspaper, that they found blood but no bodies, and this King Kaleko, he had your son and was turning him into this lizard thing, apparently, but didn't have the stone if your son broke it. This stone, which we're about to walk straight into his little hut. But now I'm at a bit of a loss because are any of us us? Or are we just all glued
no,
to the same?
you you just said it. We are gonna walk into the hut or the pools or wherever we're going. We are. It's not one. It's all of us. It has to be.
But yeah, maybe smash that rock. That's a good idea.
5 of us walked up there, and 1 of us left. But we forgot that part. We still think that it's the 5 of us. There's only 1 of us.
Oh, well, it's
Really.
definitely not me. Because the hotel clerk didn't want to give my room key over. So I'm dead. I'm going to roll sanity again in just a bit, but I'm now very confident that I am dead.
Mm.
And something about me is glued to one of yous. One
Oh
of
my
yous is
God.
still alive. Kinda.
Well, if I had a gun when we got there, then I'm definitely dead. If not, then I left to go get one.
I'm passing all of my fucking sand rolls. I would really love to lose my shit at any time.
No, it makes sense.
I mean, yeah.
So what are you guys doing? Just sitting there talking?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Talking and pacing the room, shaking her head no.
I'm sorry, what was that, Amy?
Oh, sorry. Just talking, pacing the room, shaking my head no.
So I think Guy is probably the most receptive to me at this point. Like, all right, so we're gonna be in a cave. We probably need some like torches, maybe a rope. What are you thinking?
Yeah. Guy's kind of like shaking himself out of his reverie. And now he's like, all right, yeah. Yeah, let's get our supplies all together. Uh, yeah, we got to get some rest, and we'll head out tomorrow. Who knows how long it'll take to hike up there.
On the bright side, it's going to save me a lot of money buying supplies since I only have to buy one set of it.
Yeah, I guess give me a minute to stay right here, talk amongst yourselves. I'm gonna go down to the front desk and I've been hiding a couple of guns from you. But fuck it.
Hold on, James. I just realized something. James, you were able to pull out money from the bank.
I think you
Yeah.
might be.
Remember that
wonder-
you're not at your hotel. You're
Yeah,
at
we're at a flop
the
house.
hotel.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah, the couple hours we rented it for is probably getting.
Uh-huh. But if James
Who
was able
wants
to
to
pull
get
out
shit
money,
faced?
yeah, let me. Yeah,
Oh yeah.
yeah. Let's do that. Once we get our supplies in check, let's go grab. Let's finish off this bottle of rum we used for our ritual.
Guy,
Yeah.
when you sort of jokingly reach for the bottle of rum, you can't pick it up off the table. It's like it's made out of stone. You can't move it at all.
I'm gonna see him do this, and I'm gonna try to pick up the bottle.
You can't move the bottle.
It's the rum and the stone.
King
Whoever
Arthur
can
here.
lift it will be
Also,
the-
James, you don't recall ever getting any money out. You recall requesting it,
Yeah,
but you never got any.
yeah. I'm like,
You guys see Donna and Guy struggling with the sword in the stone bottle that won't move.
I can't take it. We need a straw. Guy, we need a straw.
What the
Then I
hell?
get up and go to the door.
Okay, James, you walk over to the door.
Hmm.
What are you going to do?
Open it, and
You can't open the door.
motherfucking door.
The doorknob will not turn in your hand.
3 down, 3 to go.
Oh, I'll walk over to the door and be like, all right, don't hold your breath. And try and open
And the
it.
door opens very easily.
Holy shit.
Dirk.
Freaking Dirk.
That
You're
doesn't
damn
mean
it.
anything.
Wrong.
What do you do, Dirk, as the door opens?
I'm gonna shut it.
Just being still inside.
Yeah, I think so. And be like, well,
Okay. You shut it.
shit. Sean, do you wanna give it a shot?
Can I shoot the door?
Sure.
Shoot, Dirk.
Nah,
Um,
the door.
I mean, it's not like they haven't heard gunshots in this hotel anyway.
Yeah, no.
Do you shoot the door or do you just
Oh
try to
yeah,
open the
just
door?
bang.
Yeah. You hear the noise, but nothing happens to the door.
Oh my god, I'm powerless.
Amy has tears streaming down her face at this point. You're all just giving in to the baka. This is just an illusion. I don't want to believe this.
Have you guys opened up the curtains on the window yet to let the light in?
No.
No, I don't
not.
think so.
Goes. Well, Dirk,
Should we
lead the way.
go back to our rooms then?
Room. We're only staying in one, remember?
Right.
Oh,
right.
save some money.
And I guess I'll open the door and head out of the flop house.
Okay. Um, what are the rest of you doing?
I'm gonna stick close to Dirk. I'm skedaddling right after him. I don't want to get hit by a door.
So I am 1 point away from indefinite insanity. So I'm also gonna follow Dirk, but I'm gonna try to harass people as we go by, start some fights.
Okay. Guy, Amy, James.
Amy's gonna wait till everybody leaves the room.
James is going to be kind of going through his head, the words for the spell that thing said, because it'll take my mind off of what I don't want to think about.
Okay.
Yeah.
But are you getting up and following, or are you staying there?
Oh, yeah. My daughter's going. Yeah, I'm going.
Okay. Guy.
I'm also walking out of the room, thinking about supplies that we need to get for our trip. Trying to distract
Okay.
myself.
So 5 of you walk out of the room, sort of leaving Amy back in there. Of course, Dirk is leading the way. What did you want to do, Amy?
Once everybody leaves the room, she's just kind of standing in front of the table staring at the rum bottle. She'll wait for everybody to leave the room and then she'll reach out and try to pick it up.
Okay. Amy, you see Dirk leave the room. You then see James, Donna, Guy, and Sean leave the room. You reach for the bottle, and you are suddenly in the hallway where they are, near the stairs. And you guys all suddenly see Amy just appear out of nothing. And she's there where you are.
I think all she says before she starts following everybody else is, "These damn blackouts." Tears still streaming down her face.
This time it didn't feel much like a blackout.
Doesn't matter. She still says it.
There was also a moment, Amy. We'll do an intelligence roll. We'll give it to that.
Pass. Just barely, but I passed.
Yeah. There was a moment when all of them were out of the room, but you could still see the room. You could have described it to any of them. But then once they were out of sight, you suddenly were there where they were.
In her mind, Amy still wants to believe that she and everybody else is real, but the doubt is starting to seep in.
In your minds, there is nothing about you that feels like you're not there. Despite the fact that it seems like, yeah.
How's
Except that you
how's my
can't see-
aggression?
Yeah.
Trying to
If you,
confront people.
if you pass somebody in the hallway, nobody seems to see you.
Oh, I want to walk into them. I'm shoulder checking,
Yeah.
insulting people.
Nobody seems to hear you or see you, and when you walk into them, it's like walking into a stone statue that sort of shoves you out of the way.
All right. Yeah. Well, Dirk's gonna have to be dealing with that for a while. I'm just running into people and swearing at them and just raging while you're
However-
walking around town.
Sean, you also noticed something very interesting. One of the people that you walk by in the hall is opening the door to their room. Dirk is farther down the hall. You can see Dirk. He's walking away from you. When this person opens up their room door, you can see in their room.
Oh yeah.
Even though Dirk couldn't see in their room from where he is.
We're ghosts. We're just haunting Dirk, and I'm pissed about it. I'm just trying to fight everybody in Dirk's world, and I have no effect on them.
All right, so Dirk, you're heading out. You had to pay your bill before you got the room. So
Apparently, this is James Sterling's money one way or another, so sure.
so where are you going, Dirk?
I am going to go back to the hotel room. The whole way while Sean is, I hear him screaming and like trying to fight with others as we're going. I'm more thinking about how badly I want to drink. And I can't. It's the one thing that I've sworn off. It's the one thing separating me from my father. But
Hmm.
boy, this has been a shit day.
Yeah.
And
But
I
you
think,
also now start to, I mean, other things start to fall in place. There was only one set of footprints. That was yours. There was,
Mhm.
you know, you do remember that, was it, I forget who it was. It was Medwin. Medwin referred to you as Mr. Kessler,
Mhm.
but you were the only name he ever used. I mean, he talked about Sterling, but he didn't know if you knew where Mr. Sterling was, despite the fact that he should have known where Sterling was because
Sterling
Sterling
was
was
in the
there in the
car.
hospital.
Yeah.
And how did you all six of you fit in the back seat of the car? Yeah. You now start to think that the gaps in your mind, the blackouts, it was because you were going from one location to the other location, and the loss of time was you walking all the way across town, getting dirty in the street, and
We weren't multitasking, but just
you
kind
weren't
of
multitasking.
lapsing.
You were forgetting about the walking part.
Well,
Nice.
then I'll go up to the front desk of the hotel.
Okay.
And, well, actually, I suppose I'll need to go up to my room, get the pink slip, and I want to go back to the front desk of the hotel, get that box that I was initially concerned about hiding
Right.
from Sterling and the others.
The one with all the
And
guns in it.
yes, the one with all the
Yeah.
guns in it.
Yeah.
And I guess we're just going to see how this works for getting kitted out. So back in the room, I guess I'll go into Sean and James's room and get the shotgun back out
Good move that.
and essentially laying all of the firepower out that we possibly have. And
Every time you walk into one of the other rooms, they're all there. It's like they're teleporting there,
shit.
and there's only one gun. There never was 6 guns. There was always only one gun.
Oh,
There is still the shotgun, however.
well, I
You
got
didn't
that
even have
going
a
for
gun to
me.
give me, so there. You weren't
Which means
keeping
the
a gun
moment
from
he
me.
realizes that, Sean and Donna and so forth, if you have guns, you no longer, the guns are gone.
Oh.
Oh my God, how many watches does he have on his arm?
Do I have like 6 pocket watches?
The other questions too, how many showers did he take? How many breakfasts
That's why my
did
hands
he
are so
eat?
dry.
I never got breakfast.
How many chocolates did he eat? Yes.
Why did, I mean, that the O&I guys were like, what the fuck is going on with this dude? It
Nice.
was always Dirk.
I
It
hope
was
he was
Dirk
yelling.
doing different accents
I
too.
know. I
Which
wanted
is
him to
what-
be Amy yelling at the guy.
It was Amy, yeah.
That's great.
Hmm.
Oh boy.
I
Oh,
like
shit, that
all the
means we
times
went-
we've gotten you to be good cop, bad cop with yourself.
Yep, I think so.
And you went to that house with the dead body and the spiders all by yourself. Oh,
He had conversations in public with himself.
psycho.
But and maybe this is Amy. Well, no, this couldn't be Amy saying it. I actually never mind. That'd be metagaming. Never mind.
Mhm.
Right. So what's next? There is a dynamic that
Yeah.
that has now come into play.
Yeah.
Dirk can still converse with any of you, and you can converse with one another. And I mean, Sean sort of thinks like ghosts because you guys can't seem to interact with things around you. But at the same time, Dirk can effectively see around corners as long as he sees you and you see around the corner.
Mm-hmm.
So you're not just like a split personality either. You're something weird. The Baka, what are you?
Yeah.
He wanted a piece of your soul because what the hell are you?
Yeah, it's like you have like these like mini extensions of yourself that can go forward.
Yeah, I thought the Bach was just racist and hadn't seen white people.
I know, that was what I thought too. I was just like,
Hey,
okay.
what
I don't know, he was
Sure.
pretty damn white.
Yeah. Yeah, bye no. Well, Dirk, I don't think our mission has changed just because circumstances has differed. We still want to stop this. I just drew a blank on that guy's name. This
King
King Kaleko.
Yep. Yep. Meet up with Senegal's men. Go out and kill some stuff.
I guess no time like the present.
However, one thing that does seem concerning is if it was you running around doing all the footwork, distracting OIM while you went to go see Senegal probably backfired horrifically. You just got their attention and then went where you didn't want them to see.
Well, maybe, but from a more metagamey standpoint, I did call them shortly before you all were supposed to have left. And so I guess that actually works, that like I maybe got them distracted and then I just fucked off to go meet with Senegal.
Yeah.
Well, and every time you'd ask a question that would get you an actual answer, you blacked out
Mm-hmm.
because traumatically you didn't want to deal with it.
All these blackouts have just been me noping out of anything.
Yep.
Nope. Not gonna.
And
confront
also,
that.
a lot of these people don't know who or what any of you look like. So when you walk in and say that you're James Sterling,
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah, there you go.
Well,
so
if I only have one pistol, a wad full of cash, and a shotgun, and whatever ammunition I have, I guess just gathering everything that could be useful. And are we going to go? I'll ask in character. So, are we going to go chat with Senegal and give the orders? Are we going to try to go in alone?
Well, I
What's the
mean,
plan then?
we're still not going to get Senegal's men aren't going to go past where they're going to show us. He said that they were too scared. So
Yeah, we thought
We
we
still
were a
need
small
it.
group.
Yeah.
This is a one-man assassination job now. You got to get in there and kill the king.
Oh, good. No pressure.
Well, we'll be able to help you out though.
yeah, I learned that.
We can look ahead a little bit and, give you almost like a premonition.
the
But
perfect spies.
Yeah,
Mhm.
and I learned that spell, so now you don't have to spend the time learning it yourself. 'cause
Yeah, you all
I
know
learned
the
it.
spell. It's all in your head because you're just
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm choosing not to think about that either.
But what if the lurker or King Kaleko can see us? What if it can hurt us? What happens then?
We're already dead.
I mean,
Right.
the
Well-
spell this Baka talked about was talking about stopping hearts, so that'll just be me. Maybe I'm just the only thing keeping you tied down. You'll just fuck off to heaven. I think that's a nice way to look at it, and I wouldn't probe too deeply into any further questions in that matter.
Always wanted to fuck off to heaven myself.
I still don't know if this is real or if it's not, if it's fair, but we don't have a choice.
Mm-hmm.
to each individual, it seems more like the universe has changed and you're exactly the same as you always were. But you do realize that the reason why you don't have much memory of your past life is because Dirk doesn't know those details.
Dirk.
He only knows the surface of your personality and your lives.
Well, let's not dwell on very uncomfortable thoughts that may or may not cause existential crises for 5 more of us.
Too late.
No, for you. Let's
Let's just go ahead and keep a pin in that. Let's not confront any of that. We're going to retreat and bottle that right up, and it's going to stay down in there. Now let's go talk to some terrorist and kill a wizard.
Oh yes. Oh Dirk, how flattered I am to have been imprinted on you. I'm glad I made that much of an impact.
All right. So your next plan, you've got to wait till the next day.
Yep.
Which is the day you're going to go up there and do something about this. We've played for 3.5 hours. I think actually this is a really good cutting spot. And
Okay.
you can have we'll play again, I guess, on Thursday. You can have a couple of days to contemplate the bizarre nature of your current existence. And we will call it there for tonight. Our players included Dr. Lex Hurley, Keith Craig, Tyler Hudak, Jenny Olson, Troy Wildryer, and Kaylin McDowell, with yours truly as the keeper of the secrets. We have a Discord server where you can chat with other members, you can set up private games, and you can learn the finer arts of gameplay and game mastering. We provide audio-only versions of our shows free for you to download from Spotify, Podbean, or iTunes. Support for the show is provided by our patrons who are listed in the closing credits. If you would like to show us your appreciation, please visit our Patreon page listed in the description, or you can use the thanks button just below the screen. Like, share, and subscribe to our channel, and punch the bell icon for updates on our latest shows. And leave us some comments. We enjoy reading them and answer any questions you might have. This is Thom Raley, together with all the members of our gaming club, inviting you to journey with us once again into the darkness for another adventure into the universe of H.P. Lovecraft and the Call of Cthulhu role-playing game. Until next time, good luck, good gaming.